What's up, my brother?
What's up, man?
I love that thumbnail. I couldn't debate between that and that Scream Factory one. I think
Yeah,
that
props out to Mike06.
Always, brother. That's my boy. The which one did you like better? The one I picked. I thought the stairs, just because they're so iconic, you know.
The one you picked was the one I liked. It's one of those rare occurrences, but it worked.
I know, man. That never happens, bro. But good to be here, brother. It's gonna be most definitely a legendary stream because we got a
legendary,
or what's the word? Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I was just thinking the other day. I feel like, man, I never say it no more. Gotta change that.
You've evolved. Maybe you've evolved as a critic, Dylan. You understand the nuances of phenomenal now.
Yeah. You gotta be careful how you say it. You don't want to, I guess the letterboxes turned me into a snobby critic.
You know it.
Even though I give everything 4s and 5s. But definitely got a great cast here tonight. We got, once again, the same crew besides the lovely Brooks. Sorry, we will definitely miss him tonight. But we got my man, Verno.
What up, station gentlemen? Excited to be here. What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. Just glad to have you here, bro. It's going to be a great show, no doubt. We got Perry Comics as well. What's up,
man? How's it going, Station?
Station, dude. How about that Chucky season 2 coming? How about that?
Dude, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Dude, the ending with him sitting by the fire was fucking awesome.
Didn't see it there.
Yeah. That was a little Crypt Keeper action, I felt like, like towards the end, how he would always, if you've seen Tales from the Crypt, I don't know if you've seen that, Perry.
I know of the character.
Yeah. Dude, check those out, bro. They're like 24-minute episodes, but there's some fucking golden ones. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger got his directorial debut directing one of those episodes. It gave a lot of people like their directorial debuts, which is kind of funny. Also got my main man Phable.
Station. Dude. What's going on, y'all? What's up, Dylanites?
Dude.
What's going on tonight?
So happy to have you guys here tonight, no doubt, bro. I could not do this without you guys. We had so much fun doing The Exorcist. I was like, bro, I just kept telling Perry or Robbie, I was like, we got to get the same guys back for Exorcist 3. So we could not do it without my boy Steph, bro. Dude, thanks for making it as well, brother. For real, I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, always, man.
I appreciate all you guys, man. It was so much fun last time, so I was like, no brainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Night before Halloween, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the day before Halloween. So
That's what I just said.
Hey, you said right before Halloween.
I
It
said
could
the
have been
night
too
before
late.
Halloween is what I said, Dylan.
Oh well, I heard right.
But I
before.
digress.
I heard right, man. Sorry. Gotta give me shit, don't you? But
Tough.
yeah, no doubt, bro. I know you watched The Exorcist too, though, didn't you, Robbie? I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I really wanted
how
to.
convenient. No, I am truly dedicated to this show, and I
spoiled
watched
it.
Exorcist to the Heretic as well, and just
Hey, I
confirming
bought-
to everybody that movie still sucks.
Hey man, I bought it. I plan to definitely watch it. I even got the slip. You know what I mean? So I'm not playing around.
Dude,
I
it's
mean,
at my
I
house.
just watched it recently, and I don't know if I was just on the right substances. Like the first 30, 40 minutes, I was like way into it. I was like, this is great. And then it got weird, lost me at the end. But I liked a lot of it, at least the
It
beginning.
has
of it.
it has a cool vibe to it, like an aesthetic, because it's like an
It's got good
African.
music.
Oh,
yeah.
the music's crazy.
Yeah.
Linda Blair,
Yeah.
her name, amazing in that. Or not, I don't know about amazing the actress, but she's just beautiful. You know what I mean? She looks amazing.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. You think she's beautiful? Check out Mean Streets then.
Okay.
Is that the one? Is that what is it? Or is it Savage?
Savage Streets.
Savage Streets. I'm sorry. Mean Streets. That's a freaking.
Do you know who's in that movie?
Linda Blair.
Linnea Quigley.
Yeah, but poor her,
Station.
man. Poor her.
I know, poor
Yeah.
her. It's not super nice.
But yeah, so Linnea Quigley's in it, and she plays like Linda Blair's sister, little sister. Linnea Quigley is like a little deaf, or she's a mute girl, and these fucking biker guys do some brutal shit to Linda Blair's little sister, so she like seeks revenge on them.
It's like
And
Death Wish, man.
Yeah, bro, but with Linda Blair in like
Yeah.
hot leather, like in a crossbow, like. It's a fun one, bro. Like it's not just like eye candy that like is the cherry on top, but it's actually a pretty good movie.
Nice.
I want to say,
Savage Street. That's what-
yeah.
I'm like
Probably on
Google.
Tubi.
I want to like Google her age and see if I should be like, yeah, all right. Like,
She is dime in it, bro. I bought it on Blu-ray a while, like on Amazon for like $15. It was on Prime. It's not on there no more. It was on Shudder as well, but I don't think it's on there because Shudder kind of, cycles their movies out a lot. But definitely worth a watch, no doubt. If you are becoming like a Linda Blair fan,
Yeah,
but she's great, man.
but nothing can withstand the brushing of the wings. That's all I'm going to say about it. That movie. So the second movie has the reputation of being terrible. And it earns that reputation. It does, Verno, you're right. It does start off intriguing. And then they have this machine in which they can now, at will, go into her subconscious mind.
Right.
And the locust bit, it's cool to see the backstory. But, like, this movie is, and it's boring. Like, I don't know, man.
I thought at one point we would get some lights and we'd all try and get on each other's level with the one. You're up here, I'm down there.
Yeah.
The kind of a thing.
What a weird sequel, man.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason why William Peter Blatty like tried to totally discard it because he was not. Because the second, I mean, obviously, I know the third one is based off the Legion book. The second one's not based off a book. Am I
No,
correct?
I don't think so. No.
I didn't think so either. So I was gonna say it'd probably be pretty hard to fuck up a William Peter Blatty like novel. I mean,
Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with him, I don't think, at all.
yeah, I don't think so either. Because I know the director of the first one was like totally he hates it as well.
William Friedkin.
Yeah, thanks. But before we get into the Exorcist 3 review, did anyone else watch Exorcist 2 or is it just Robbie and Verno? I'm sorry, Robbie. I swear I did. I've been meaning to.
It's not like we made some kind of blood pact, Dylan. I was just messing with you, man.
I know. But I did really want to watch it. I'm bummed.
Go for it.
I should have grabbed the Blu-ray before. I thought I was going to go home because I'd watched that and I was going to watch 2 right before the stream because I watched 3 like earlier today and I actually was texting Verno and I was like, I'm trying to do like a deep dive on it. So I literally watched it twice before the stream.
I've watched it a few times just to like see if I'm, crazy and this is a good movie. And I
Yeah.
think the last time I watched it, I was like, okay, I'm never watching this again. This time for sure.
This is the last time you stick a knife in me.
Right. So yeah, before we get into the freaking Exorcist 3 review, anybody got any horror news they want to talk about? Robbie? I don't know if you
Well,
have anything.
let's talk about Nicolas Cage as Dracula
Yeah.
in the Renfield.
That's not part of the Hammer stuff that we were talking about last week. I don't
No, it's not. Like it's something. It's Skybound Entertainment's producing it. Robert Kirkman. It's his pitch. It's going to focus on Renfield, who was in the book the guy that went insane. Tom Waits, right? Plays him in the Francis Ford Coppola one, right?
Right.
But Nicholas Hoult is playing Renfield, and that's cool.
Oh,
Nicolas
you're talking
Cage.
about the crazy guy that eats like the bugs.
Yeah,
in
he eats the
hospital?
fly eater
Okay.
and shit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So like, it's gonna focus on him, but Nicolas Cage is playing Dracula. Okay, first of all, would I pick Nicolas Cage to play Dracula? No. And he's already played a vampire once in Vampire's Kiss from the 80s, part of that whole teenage vampire trilogy with Once Bitten and My Best Friend's a Vampire. But
I like Vampire's Kiss, but it's over the top.
it's over the top. I mean, that Nicolas Cage's career has gone over the top, and he went from like blockbuster, right, Con Air, Face Off. He goes from that to like terrible movies and terrible performances, and somehow through the dregs of terribleness, he comes out the other side of that as being camp and over the top and intentional and wild and doing these more crazy movies and like. So I don't know what Nick Cage we're gonna get for Dracula, but I hope we get the newer version of him.
Wasn't there like a deal where he got all his money, like he got screwed over by his agent, he lost all his money, and that's why he just started taking roles left and right?
Is that what
Really?
happened?
That's the
Yeah,
story I
I
remember
heard
hearing.
something
That's
like
why
that.
he's in everything.
It would make sense why he's doing all these low budget movies, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are becoming like cult classics. Like there's a lot of people who love that Mandy movie. I'm not that crazy about it. It's okay. It's not terrible. It has it's visually kind of stunning, but kind of visually annoying as well. Like it has just this color tone about it that kind of reminds you of like Suspiria. You know how like Suspiria can have that red tone? Like
It looks
the red
like
light?
Verno. Watching Mandy is like watching
But
Verno right now.
darker, and the entire movie is like that, man.
And nothing makes sense.
Nothing.
But I was
Much-
falling asleep.
Much like Verno.
Then he did that. Then he did that Color Out of Space, which was really weird. It was also H.P. Lovecraft short story, which I kind of liked, but it was kind of stupid. And it was another like colorful one. But
Much like Verno. Sorry. Last time.
No,
What a
you're
crazy
good, bro.
parallel your life with those events.
But now he just did Prisoner of Ghostland with Bill Moseley. I mean, Bill Moseley.
I want to check that out.
And he's wearing a suit that has like two explosive devices on his nuts, and then they're like there's like they're like bomb detonators, like one on each arm, two on his neck, and then there's like one on each testicle. And I mean, just like once I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, that's what type of movie this is. Yeah. So, but it was actually kind of fun. I gotta finish watching it, but it has like a cool samurai town vibe mixed with like Bill Moseley playing Boss Hogg, and I don't know. And then it almost feels like Nicolas Cage is like playing like a Wolverine character in a way. I don't know. It's weird.
But what's he gonna do as Dracula? That's the issue I'm having. Is I can't imagine him playing a version of Dracula that I would probably like. So I don't know how I feel about it.
You think
If
it
he
would be
made-
dark?
What?
You think it would be like a dark version, like not like happy or campy, like very like
That's
you know what I
wild.
mean, like a dark
He
Dracula.
goes
movie.
like leaving Las Vegas for it, gets super method and into character, starts drinking human blood and shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping that maybe he'll go more serious and tone the craziness back, and maybe he could do something cool with it.
And Dracula's
I mean,
gonna be bald, man. Like that's weird.
Bald.
Nicolas Cage is bald, man.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
but
slap a
you-
wig on him. But no, that your mind immediately goes to him being over the top with it. Like, you just picture his eyes all bugged out like the meme. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
I saw as soon as you said that.
I mean, in the right movie, it works. Like Con Air, it worked.
Yeah.
One of the recent movies, not recent, it's not that recent actually, but you remember him in Kick Ass?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I liked him in that.
Yeah, he kind of was quirky in that a little
Big
bit, and
Daddy
it
or
worked
whatever.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I like Nicolas Cage. I mean, but I haven't seen most of these movies that he's done in the past 10 years.
yeah. No, I like him too, but I think everyone knows that he can like hit that stride, and then sometimes he just goes way above and beyond that stride, and you're just like, this is just too much.
He did Lord of War, Lord
Lord of War, yeah.
That was
of
good.
War. Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's what I guess. One thing though, you always know is that he's gonna put on like somewhat of a he's gonna make it interesting. I feel like where he's
I
just,
like Nicolas Cage. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yo,
it-
National
I mean-
Treasure, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, but
right?
it's a weird choice for Dracula. I'm with you there. It is an odd choice.
When I look at because I'm looking at a picture of Christopher Lee for the post about the Hammer films, and I could see maybe like they're kind of if it was like
No.
Hammer, if they were like the Hammer movies, I could see they kind of have a similar look.
Please don't compare Christopher Lee
I'm
to
not.
Nicolas
I'm
Cage,
just
man.
saying they have a similar look. Christopher Lee doesn't like Nicolas Cage can't hold a candle to Christopher Lee. Come on, I'm not saying that, Robbie.
Where was Nicolas Cage when Lord of the Rings was made? He was nowhere to be seen.
Right. True that.
Just
that.
kidding, man. I'm coming across as a Nicolas Cage hater. That is, in fact, not the case. I just
know.
wanted to say it's a little weird. I can't see what Nick Cage are we going to get. We'll see. What
That's
is the
true.
tone of the movie? Kirkman, this is his pitch. What are we expecting something serious in tone from him? So maybe this is going to be
Will he
wild.
have an accent? You think he'll have like an accent?
Is he going like? Can you imagine him trying to do that? Could be hilarious.
Right.
It could be. Yeah.
I know it says December 14th we get the Halloween Kills extended cut, so I'm guessing it'll be on digital by then too, which kind of like. So I'm gonna buy it just for that extended cut, even though I already bought it on Blu-ray at 4K. But yeah.
You're such a mark, man.
I know.
Aren't we all?
I know Perry's dying to talk about this one with me. Chucky, episode 8 finale. We got the renewal of season 2. Come on.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
And all of season 1 is on Peacock for free right now.
What?
So if
what?
you've not gotten a chance to watch it, it's all on Peacock right now.
Nice, dude.
I just saw the update and I was looking on Peacock and it was on there. So
Going into this, I knew you guys were going to bring up Chucky, and I knew it was just going to bum me out because I don't have Sci-Fi and I don't have Hulu Live. So that's awesome. That's great news.
yeah, and Peacock's free, bro. I mean, you might have
I've
think
got it.
if you pay for it, you don't get ads, but who gives a fuck, bro?
Yeah.
I mean,
I paid for whatever you had to pay for to get Halloween Kills, and I still have that. So I'm sure it's.
Yeah, then you're good, bro. Definitely, bro. Check that out. It's phenomenal, bro. It's like, dude, and that deserves Steeler, bro. Good to see you, brother. Miss you, man.
And a hot dog?
Boy Bob.
It is a hot dog.
We got Kung Fu Bob in the house.
Kung Fu Bob.
But that's my boy. I know they were saying Don Mancini in the episode 8, like they'll do like behind the scenes after, and some people were thinking they were gonna do like an American Horror Story thing where they were gonna do like a new town, new cast, but keep maybe like the OG characters like Tiffany, Alex, and Kyle. But it looks like he wants to keep the entire cast, But I'm kind of bummed that they didn't gank the blonde girl's mom. Because I was hoping
you gotta have something for season 2, right?
Yeah.
You can't kill. I shouldn't say much.
Dude, I know
I
that's.
don't want to spoil it for people, but
just I didn't say any names.
Chucky was awesome. Chucky was awesome.
Hell yeah.
And I'm really excited for season 2. it was such a great. It did its own thing. It integrated the lore, and it brought it all together, right? And I really liked it. I thought it was super fire. I liked the ending. There was one thing about it that I really did not like.
I was
But
going to
aside
say
from
the same. I had one problem myself.
aside from that, this was the best show I've watched
all
this year. Yeah.
If I didn't know that there was a season 2 coming, I would be a little bit more upset with the ending. You know, because it's kind of like a Cult of Chucky ending. But with Cult of Chucky, we had no idea if we were going to ever get anything after that. Because after that, like Cult of Chucky, I think Curse and Cult went straight to basically DVD Netflix. So they didn't get like movie, you know, they didn't get a theater experience or anything. And a lot of people loved Curse, and a lot of people hated Cult.
Well, here's something. Does Peacock have those? Does Peacock have those two streaming? Because that would be brilliant, right? Because you get people to be like, "Hey, I want to see where all this is from," because they do a good job of explaining it.
Yeah.
But then you go like, "I want to see that," and it recontextualizes these films that, when you're initially watching them in real time as they're coming out, fall flat as far as the franchise goes. But this recontextualizes it. And it because now it's actually the start of an expanded, more expansive like take on it. It makes it better. Like
they did have all of them during Halloween. Right now, it's just showing Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, and then the whole Chucky show. Hold
on. How many episodes are there? 10?
8.
8.
Okay, so I'm almost caught up. I think I'm on like 5 or 6.
Nice.
It was like the mom got pushed out the window.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple moms.
Maybe it's the mom.
There's a few moms.
Yo, her face came right through that windshield.
Oh man. Yeah, though it was a lot of fun, bro. I think he got like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh wow.
Let me see. It shows on Peacock what it got.
They actually use real kids playing their actual age.
90%.
And they use puppets.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Puppets.
And then they use like little kids when you see him doing like intricate moving, but it looks good.
It looks really good.
Down the hall, after he got electrocuted, that kind of like freaked me out. I was like, yo, that's so odd looking.
Yeah. It's some little kid they just shot the shit out of.
I love it though. Like you get the Chucky doing, "I'm too old for this shit." Like, there's some great lines in it, man.
Yeah, man.
Nice, hell yeah, dude. I'm excited.
Dude, and honestly, bro, I'm kind of jealous because you get to binge it, and I think binging it is gonna be like even more of an experience.
Oh, but Real Time was great, bro, because the Halloween episode was right before Halloween, and then you see the leaves change each week. Like it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, you're right. And I'm not a week to week.
We were better because we were first, Dylan. That's what I'm trying to say. You and Perry.
Yes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
No, I miss watching stuff week to week. I've been enjoying the Disney Plus stuff for that and you know things like that. It's nice.
Hell yeah, dude. Hawkeye 3 was awesome, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I haven't watched that one yet.
I fall off a lot of stuff.
This is the best one yet.
When it comes to week, I always fall off stuff. But Chucky, I stayed on. The Marvel shows, I always stay on. I know, like if I love it to my fucking core, I like have to stay up to it, you know? Yeah. But certain stuff, I just end up getting sick of it, you know? Or I just get caught up and then I will binge it after it's done. Sometimes, bro, I'll watch the first 3 episodes, fall off, and then I'll like never go back to it. And then one day randomly I'll be like, you know what? I just binge it in one night. You know what I mean? Something like that. So I'm weird like that. I really like to binge shit, but you know, I don't mind waiting week to week if I love it. Like the Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye might be one of my favorite Disney Plus shows. It's just perfect for that platform. The street level, he's a street level. I feel like, you know, street level character. It's just perfect. It is, you know, Loki could have been a movie to me. You know what I mean? Like Loki.
Go on.
No, go ahead, bro. I was
gonna say, I feel like Hawkeye is kind of like you said about Loki. I feel like Hawkeye was like a movie treatment that they just kind of warped into like a short little mini series.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's great. But I feel like it was almost a movie initially.
You think Hawkeye or Loki?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, it definitely has that vibe of like, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't have like the espionage. It feels like, you know, like a Captain America type, you know, like the street level stuff, but it doesn't
Yeah.
like, but I mean, bro, straight up, I'm gonna call this now. I know they're trying to put it as the stepdad who killed that uncle, or you know, you guys know the old white dude.
Yeah, that was threatening her
Bro,
mom.
you know it was the mom.
For
They're
sure.
trying to put it. They're trying to make you think it's the stepdad, but I guarantee the mom is like this criminal mastermind or something, bro. Like there's a reason why that old dude was at her neck. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So there's
He's threatening her, then he ends up dead in the next scene.
exactly,
But
exactly. You know what I'm saying?
hopefully
Like,
there's something more to it than just that. I don't think it's going to be the swordsman. I mean, he's kind of shady too,
maybe
but
they're
yeah.
working
He's got
together.
something going
Maybe he's working. I'm obviously maybe he's working with her, but I feel like she's the boss.
Yeah.
He's some
So
type of-
remember, the swordsman in the comic started bad, went good.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Came
I still got
It was an Avenger.
the Hawkeye Fraction run.
Oh
You
man.
haven't read that?
I know, and
great.
you in comics.
That's where the
Brandon,
that's where the tracksuit mafia comes from.
Oh, it is.
Hey, bro.
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 Is Echo? It was Echo normally a part of the tracksuit mafia.
Mm-mm.
No.
No. They
No.
yeah, that's a
That's a Marvel thing that they or the whatever. That's a Feige thing, I guess.
yeah, was it the Mac run?
Yes.
David Mac Daredevil.
David McDaredevil.
And then
Parts of a Whole.
Yeah.
Fantastic book, by the way. One of my favorite Daredevil books.
And I tell you, I almost want to start up a show talking about Marvel shows. I miss it. That's why, like, I always gotta throw it in here. I don't care if it's just a horror show. It's my show.
Yeah,
wanna
you
talk
do whatever
about-
you want, Dylan.
But dude, I've been loving Hawkeye's awesome, bro. It's great. And Haley Steinfeld is dime, bro.
I can't think that, man. I remember her in True Grit, man. I can't think like that.
Oh, really? I didn't really get. I used to watch the original True Grit, so I didn't really like that one.
Yeah, she's the girl from that one too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really weird, her performance. It's really striking.
Is it? It's
Mhm.
really striking in this one, but
She's great. No, she is great. I think she's like the
I
best
didn't
part
really
of
like
it.
her in Bumblebee, so I was a little hesitant to see how she would be in this. So I'm liking her though so far. I think her and Hawkeye have a good dynamic.
My buddy said it. I bet season 2 is going to be her. It's going to be her show by season 2, and she's going to go out west.
Oh, instead of maybe
West Coast. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Right.
No, Young Avengers.
It's Young
you
Avengers.
go.
I'm all for Young Avengers, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
that'd be kind of cool though.
They're
def-
totally doing
They're
Young
definitely
Avengers.
doing. Yeah, they
They've
have. to.
introduced all
Yeah.
the pieces. Patriots there,
Elliot.
Snatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only question is movie or TV show. You know.
Isn't Wicket and who's the other
And
one?
Tommy. Yeah.
Tommy?
Yep.
So
I'm sure
those
they'll be
two-
aged up some weird way and
What was his superhero name? Speed?
Speed. Yeah.
Well, that's so stupid. They're like, we have no idea what to do. Like
Is
they've
it-
done all of the
quick.
speedster names.
Yeah. Is Miss Marvel on Young Avengers as well?
No,
I
but
know
they'll make
she's
her
on
part of it.
Champions.
They'll make her part of it though.
Yeah.
They'll make
And
her part of it. They're gonna do Nova, so we'll see.
Technically, they've set up Miles Morales as well because in Homecoming, Donald Glover talks about his nephew, and he technically
Yeah.
Donald Glover was playing the Prowler or Uncle Aaron or whatever.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're ever gonna do that. Because dude, I already pre-ordered my Spider-Man Far From Home tickets. Yeah, I was like,
No way home.
No way. Oh, yeah.
I knew I fucked it.
I was like,
But yeah, bro, me and my little brother have been like texting back and forth about it every day. So I knew the sites shut down, and I was like, I gotta grab these tickets before it's too late because I just know if I don't go like the night of, I'm gonna get spoiled on it, and I don't want that to happen.
Did you
so.
get your NFT?
What's that?
the reason why everybody was buying up Spider-Man tickets.
Nah, I have no clue what that even is.
It's like if you got it at an AMC or something, you have to go there and show them your ID or something, and you get an NFT, something like that.
What's an
Right.
NFT?
We don't need to get into all that. It's a digital collectible.
Yeah, that's
Oh no, I bought my tickets from Cinemark, so I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I didn't get. I did this is my first time hearing about it too, and I ordered tickets, but I don't think it was from an AMC. I don't think. But yeah,
might have just
Now I-
Can someone tell me what an NFT is?
It's a
It's like-
digital collectible.
A
digital
who
collectible,
gives a
literally.
fuck
like
about digital
Nick
collectibles?
over at Comic Culture, he just bought like a digital picture of Storm for like a certain amount of money, and they'll be like, it's like opening a pack of cards and you find out the rarity later. So he found out like, oh, I got this one and it's rare.
And people pay a lot of money for some of them, man.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes. Like you can own tweets and shit. It's weird.
it's just like artificial scarcity
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
You own the digital representation of this piece of data.
It's weird.
Yeah, super weird.
It really sounds weird.
It's like explaining the Matrix to someone. You had to like see it or partake in it, I guess, to understand it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's like, dude, you just know kung fu. Just trust me. You just know it.
One of my favorite things was a meme I saw of like this, thief doing an art robbery, and it's an NFT. So he just goes right clicks, save link as, or save image as, and he's like, hey.
So you're saying, so if you got one of these collectibles, you own it. You own that picture,
Right.
whatever. What is
You're like digitally tied to it, the purchase and everything. It like records it. It's part of the code.
Mm.
But the weird part about it is that sometimes you have to, like, if you're gonna do, I forgot what it's called, the VV or whatever.
Mhm.
They do comic books and stuff like that. So you got to buy their currency. So you'll pay $15, but you'll get like, I don't know, gems or something like that. You get this
20
currency,
gems.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you buy the thing with the currency, and then there's a marketplace where you can
Cash out.
you sell it for the tokens, but they don't have a cash out like part of it yet. Like that's not part of it yet. But one day everybody's gonna want to cash out those damn gems or whatever it is you get. And I think they're gonna crash.
Yo.
Sounds like Phable did some intense research and was like,
No,
what?
this
NFTs
is all
not for
from
me.
Nick. This is all
Okay,
from Nick.
nice.
I've said before, like if you could buy digital comics, that even just like cheap ones, you pay $3-4 for your comic, you get an NFT with it, and then you could sell it later. To me, that would be appealing. Then I would buy more digital
more
comics if I could sell
yeah.
them to someone.
Yeah.
Like I have a bunch of digital comics, but they don't have any value.
Yeah.
Other than
Imagine when you forget your password,
right.
you lose them all. I mean, I guess you do forget your password, but
Then you click the link that says forgot password and
I
it sends you an
know.
email.
What if you forgot your email? What if you forgot the password to your email?
What are you, 13? Like,
I'm just saying, crazy things happen.
you don't
come-
remember your
How I
email?
make all
What up,
different
Brandon?
passwords. I
'Cause
like to
Dylan-
live life on the edge.
Dylan's done a bunch of like shady, like in our days, it was in the Columbia House BMG things. He's got all these different emails, like joining movie clubs or something, getting a free.
He's got two phones.
Yo, once I
Got a
did have,
pager.
once I did have two phones, and I forgot the passwords to both of them. I swear to God, bro. I woke up and I must have been so fucking drunk that week, bro. I just forgot both my passwords.
hilarious.
It's hard. Like they tell you, like, okay, you don't have the same password for everything. Well, if you don't have that, or if I don't have that, then I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna never be able to get anything straight. And my fiance's got that all organized now, so I just let her tell me what my passwords are.
The best is when you go to forget password, and then it's like enter a new password, and you enter it, and it's like you must use a different password than previous password. I'm
Yes.
like, oh, what the hell then?
I can only keep 2 or 3 going in my
I know,
head at the
right?
same time.
I'm the same way, man. But yeah, definitely check out Chucky Verno. That Jake, bro, when he was like, you know what I'm talking about, Perry? That was a good one. And then when Kyle comes in,
Do you love how when they're not trying to spoil it and they're like, totally, like acting out the fucking bit?
dude, I do funny on any episode. But yeah, there's some good ones, bro. Good facial movement, like facial expressions from Chucky and the whole series.
Make sure when you watch it that you read the title of the episodes, because
Okay.
you read the title, and then as you watch the episodes, like, oh, That's exactly why.
Yeah, they're dope, man. So also Netflix is getting that Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot, which is, they're doing some game-changing stuff with this new one. It's going to be a direct sequel to the original. They're cutting out all the sequels. This has never before been done, so it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really interesting idea.
Dude, can you believe that they
It
came
might
up
catch
with
on. I think they dropped a trailer for it earlier, didn't they?
No, I don't know about a
Or
trailer.
was that just one of those fake trailers? They come in my feed all the damn time.
They dropped what do they call that? Like promo pictures, and this is one of them.
Oh yeah, the back shot.
It's supposed to be like old man Leatherface, basically. I guess so. It's let's see. And Sally Hardesty is supposed to return. It says we've been promised Old Man Leatherface and the return of Sally Hardesty, which is the blonde girl that escapes at the end of the original, who's screaming her fucking head off.
Yeah. So is this movie going to start with him like chainsawing an old lady?
No, dude. No. I guess it's going to be. It says the movie takes place years after the shocking events of the original, in a setting where Leatherface hasn't been seen or heard from since. The film seeks to pick up where Hooper and Kim Henkel, where their film initially left off, bringing the most notorious horror franchise back to life in the same bold and provocative manner that it was first introduced to the world. Bold. So what I heard is that these two girls are like somehow like have like gotten the town that Leatherface lives in. Like somehow they've acquired the town and they start kicking everyone out. And Leatherface is like taking care of some chick, and something happens to her, and he has to like rush her to the hospital, and then she dies, I think, maybe because of these girls, and he like just starts going on a rampage. I was
that
watching.
Sounds stupid as fuck, bro.
Yeah, is this a prequel?
I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's a direct sequel to the original. So they've already pissed me off because they cut out the second one, which y'all know I love. Which whatever.
It's not gonna have Chop Top. What's his name?
What about the Matthew McConaughey
this
one?
Is the fucking second time they're doing it.
Matthew McConaughey.
Bro,
he's like such a great character. Why wouldn't they bring him back?
Literally, bro, when they announced this, Robbie, do you remember when I told you they announced this and it said another sequel to the original Texas Chain? Like they literally said another.
Yeah.
Like direct sequel. Like it was like
they're setting up the chainsaw verse, bro.
The multiverse.
We're gonna get it right eventually.
They're doing that's the next trend. You're seeing it everywhere. Multiverse, bro. Halloween setting it up, man. You just wait and see. Josh Hartnett's going to show up at the end of Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends, and he's going to be like, "Come with me if you want to live."
I wouldn't mind that.
The guys that are working on this have like done nothing. The guy who did the story he did Don't Breathe and The Evil Dead screenplays. So that guy, he's the only guy that has like any good like credits. The director has like nothing. It was said that there was two guys directing it, and that the company thought it was garbage, whatever they were filming, so they got fired, and then they brought new people in, whoever these guys are, to redo everything. So this movie has just been kind of like it just has had like a sour taste in my mouth because I just feel like it's just going in the wrong way. And then it gets bought up by Netflix, so that scares me then, where the company doesn't feel, you know what I'm saying? It's not like what Jason Blum did where he sold it to Peacock and then he still put it out in theaters. It's more like they're like, we're not going to make our money back in theaters, so let's just get what we can from Netflix.
Yep.
And you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it really scares me, and I really wanted this to be good because it's really the second crack, because Texas Chainsaw 3D was a direct sequel to the original as well. So this is the second time they're doing that.
Yes.
So, and second time, I just have a feeling it's not going to work. The guy who's playing Leatherface, he doesn't really have the body type. For some reason, this kind of just looks like Heath Ledger's Joker to me.
Oh my God, it does.
I'll tell you what, man. There's no way, I think, that anything that was funded by anybody trying to make money on a movie franchise is going to make a movie feel like the original Tobe Hooper Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's no way you're going to recapture that. What you should do is channel your vision and those funds into creating new iconic horror characters, right?
Yeah.
We've seen it with Hatchet, new movies like things like Haunt, like Terrifier. These are like new ideas, new characters.
Great.
Yes. So like let's bring more of that out and less of this like really just cash grabs at
Terrifier
some of these properties, man.
Terrifier 2 needed a Kickstarter to get made. They wouldn't have made Terrifier 2 if it wasn't because of the fans wanting it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how a studio didn't see Terrifier and be like, oh my God. But you know what? If they did do that, they probably would try and put a fucking noose around him and it wouldn't be what the original was. The only reason that he could fucking cut a chick in half, saw her in half, all the way down is because it's an independent film. If a company was behind it, it would never get put out that way.
Exactly. I mean, mainstream horror films nowadays are soft as hell. They got hard there for a while in the Hostel Saw days. And they've really just teetered back off, man. Like they're more stylized and they're doing some interesting things with movies like Malignant or whatnot. But if you look at the slate of like new big studio horror movies for this year, it's really bad, bro. You know, like the newest Conjuring movie, come on, right? The newest Saw movie, come on, right? Like that's the best you got.
I tried watching that the other day. I'm gonna give it another shot.
Which one, Spiral?
Spiral, yeah.
You know, it grew on me a little bit. Like it was okay in the theaters and it grew on me the more I watched it because I'm a huge Saw fan, but it doesn't really hold a candle to like I want to like it. Yeah. But there's just so many cheesy moments with Chris Rock in it, like, and it just doesn't live up. The twist isn't there. Like Saw movies are supposed to be about the gore and the twist. And the twist was garbage and the gore was subpar. The best kill you get is the beginning one with the tongue. After that, man, you know, it was a bummer, man, because I had a lot of hopes for.
I thought it was gonna be different, like Chris Rock and shit. Like I had high hopes.
The director, can you help me with that, Robbie?
Darren Bousman.
And he did 2, 3, and 4. He kept that series running. Yeah. Like if it wasn't for Darren Bousman, I don't think Saw would be what it is to me because you know Saw 1 is like, you know, it has Saw 1 like is totally different from 2, 3. You know, like 2 and on. I feel like absolutely. They do the one trap in the beginning with the bear claw, and then after that they took one trap from the first one, and they're like, we're gonna turn this whole movie into traps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's a good one.
I mean, basically that's like literally what they did because the rest you get the one trap in the beginning, and then the rest of the movie is 2 guys sitting in a room handcuffed at the foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's an incredible film. It's incredible. Absolutely. So suspenseful, man. I mean, I remember when that came out, bro. Like that, my mom was pretty good. Like my mom always didn't want me to watch stuff with nudity in it. She didn't really care about the violence as much. But I would watch a lot of stuff on TV, and you remember the days where you could put a blank VHS in and you could record TV. So I would, you know, Halloween 2 would come on, and my mom didn't want me to see the nudity. The kills weren't as big of a deal as more the nudity, but she'd like, you know, she'd buy me as many VHS tapes as I wanted so I could record them on TV. Hit record. As soon as that commercial came up, hit the record button again to stop it. So when I rewatched it, I didn't have to fucking fast forward to through all the commercials. A couple times I'd fall asleep and I'd be like, damn, now I'm stuck with all the damn commercials in it, you know? But I just remember labeling, like I'd have freaking Halloween 2 and then / Halloween 3 on one tape because you could fit like 4 hours on one tape, you know? But those are the good old days.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
I miss that. I kind of miss that, bro, where like you're looking at the TV guide to see what's going to be on for the month. And you're like, oh, bro, like, you know, Halloween 2, 3, 4, they're all going to be on. I'm about to record these. And, dude, you're like, oh, bro.
Remember the good old times when you'd have the TV guide on and you'd somehow miss what you were looking for, so you'd have to wait about 2, 3 more times?
Yeah. You got distracted by one of the commercials?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or it's just like the wrong date because you read it completely wrong, and it's like
Right.
or it was last week. You're like, fuck, bro, I missed it, and they're not gonna play it for 2 more months. But
You made you appreciate stuff more.
it did,
Yeah,
man.
you
It
know?
did. And that was a big reason why, like, if I like, because obviously we all went to the video store like Blockbuster and shit. So when I would go, whatever movie I would get, I'm watching that movie all week long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would pick one new release, and then they would always have like a deal where you could get like 2 or 3 old movies for $1. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was like 2 for $1, 2 old movies. So I would go get maybe like 2 horror movies and like a comedy, and I would just watch them all week long. And that's where, like, because a lot of people, I feel like nowadays, they don't watch movies over and over again. Like, they watch it once and they're done. Maybe if they really like the movie, but like, I've always been the type, if I love a movie, man, I watch it so many times. Like, I just like do deep dives into them, bro. Like,
I watched Dune like
the new one.
probably like once a day. I was gonna say about 20 times.
Which one? The old one?
No, the newer one. The
The new one?
Wow, really?
I still haven't seen it. I need to see it.
It's a great movie, man.
That's
I
what
still
I'm.
gotta watch
I
the
get-
old one.
Impressed. Maybe because I wasn't expecting much, because I wasn't that big of a fan of the
The
original.
trailers didn't really. I didn't like when I was watching the trailers. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
not doing it.
it
It,
seemed
it
lackluster.
looks stunning. It looks beautiful, but the like it just didn't appeal to me. And it was from what I watched. I still gotta watch the last like 30 minutes. It was great.
It was at the ending kind of was a little shaky, but
It's supposed to get a part 2 though, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that should be fun, definitely. I don't know about like the new Star Wars and shit though. Like they were trying to say it's like the new Star Wars. The thing is though, like I feel like Dune is more for like a fan base than like people that grew up reading the books and loving like the original one and stuff, like, because there's a huge cult following for what's the guy's name? Is it Frank Herbert that wrote the books? There's like I know some people like that come into the store and they would talk about it. They were like, "Oh my god, dude! Like I love Dune." So like there's just I guess there's a huge backstory to it that I have no clue about, and I guess it goes real deep. So that's awesome, man. I'm glad
So
that they
deep, put her ass to sleep.
only way I know how.
2 Chainz.
Yeah.
Give it to him, Perry.
Hey.
Ooh.
Sexy. But let me think. Is there anything else? Yeah, I do hope though that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is good. They did I don't know. I think they're supposed to be doing a freaking trailer soon for that Scream movie, because they announced these posters with like each of the main OG characters.
Is that what you call it now? That Scream movie.
Yeah, because I call it Scream 5 and they're calling it Scream.
Oh yeah.
I think Dewey's gonna die. I really think Dewey's gonna die. Sadly,
one of them
I
will.
like Dewey.
I don't.
He's still.
I don't think it'll be
Gail's
Dewey.
still- Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Gail.
I think it's going to be. You got to think about out of all of these actors, who would want to continue on?
I think Dewey and Nev.
But David Arquette would be down.
I believe it.
I think to do as many of these as they want to do.
The
The other 2, I don't think they will.
Yeah,
Nev Campbell doesn't really have anything else at this point.
Exactly. She doesn't. Courtney Cox is the only one I feel like would be the hardest to get back. And I think she was the hardest to come back.
I can believe it. I thought she was gonna die last one, to be honest.
If they killed her off, I'd be fine with it, to be honest, as long as they could bring. But Dewey is almost playing like the new Randy in a way. Because if you see in the trailer, he's like, there's rules to this stuff. And like, I don't know, man. He's giving off a dope ass vibe. Like he's
What if he's the
grizzled.
killer now? He snapped. It's finally become
Well,
too
now,
much.
Gail's divorced him, and if you see, like, he's living by himself. Gail's divorced him, and he's living like in a little trailer shack. He's not the sheriff anymore. That blonde chick, Judy Hicks from Scream 4, is the sheriff. So he's not even a cop anymore. I don't know, man. He just has this like grizzled, like fucking badass vibe going for him. Like, I just love it when I see him. Like, he's like emptying like the revolver out and just dropping the shells on the ground. Like, I don't know, man. I love his vibe in this because they always kind of treated him really like goofy Dewey. You know what I mean? And I was watching Scream. I watched all 3 Screams today with my girl today. And Scream 2, bro, I just kept laughing. Every time, like, he's trying to chase somebody, and he's just got that limp and shit, and his hand is off because he's got the nerve damage. But then in Scream 3, it's just totally gone. No limp, no nothing, no more.
They retconned it.
Yeah, but it's so funny, like, watching him just, like gimp around, bro. Like, I'm sorry if that sounds fucked up, but it's fucking hilarious. Like, I'm like, every time he would do that, I'm like, does he really think he's gonna catch him running like that? And the faces that he makes too, like, go back and watch Scream 2, guys, and just watch Dewey run and just get close up and watch his face.
That's how committed he is to the role. Is like Dewey's mind is like he'll never know if he doesn't try. So
yeah.
When's that coming out? When's the new one coming out?
January 14th.
Nice.
Oh wow.
It's coming out real soon. There's a couple, I think, January 14th for that, and then February 18th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre comes to Netflix. So,
I mean, that's like 2 months away, and we haven't even seen a trailer or nothing. Like, that doesn't look good.
I mean, if it's Netflix, we're not going to see a trailer till like,
Yeah, Netflix just drops a fucking new movie or new show. It doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, I don't even think Netflix gives you a trailer like a month before. I think it's like 2 weeks before, if anything. I could be wrong, depending on the movie, maybe.
Because they know they don't need it. Because what happens is people go home, they put on Netflix, and it's right there.
It's right on top. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I am excited for Spider-Man, dude. No doubt. Like, I'm really pumped for that, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you trying to instant message me, TK? But so I guess we can get into Exorcist 3, my guys.
Shambhala.
I think I forgot all about the movie.
Do we go rewatch it and we'll come back?
We'll reconvene in about an hour and a half.
Yeah. Dude, that shit's an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah, it was almost 2.
I was trying to think, is how long is the original one?
It's like 2 hours. There's the different versions.
2
right?
hours and 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't know which one that is though. And then Exorcist 3 is an hour and 50. But we get freaking little nice all-star cast. William Peter Blatty was so disgusted by The Exorcist 2, the heretic, that he had to come back and direct this. And the guy's never directed anything in his life. I mean, he's a novel writer. So that was pretty cool to see him come and do this. And it's actually shot really well. There's some really beautiful, articulate shots in this, I'd say. And I swear to God, you would not believe that this is filmed in 1990 either. It feels like an 80s film, straight up.
Well, it was filmed in 89.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Hey, what up, Geeks Unleashed? But you get George C. Scott. You get the freaking legendary Brad Dourif, which George C. Scott is legendary as well.
Did it have Herschel from The Walking Dead in it?
It does, yeah. Playing Dr.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Temple.
Smoking a cigarette so weird.
Right? Like he's dead.
And then they get somebody to play Damien Karras, bro, that looks like pretty damn good, man.
Dude, that's him.
That's him.
I
Right?
did the same thing, man. The first time I watched it, I was like, man, that dude looks just like him.
Now, he wasn't in the original cut, right?
This is crazy, yeah.
You know the story of this, right? That, like...
No.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
I
so
didn't get to watch my screen. I didn't get to watch my screen. I watched it on Shutter, so I didn't get to see any behind the scenes
so
footage.
this is based on Blatty's novel Legion, right? Which is the
Right.
third part of like a trilogy exploring faith type themes, right? That are set in the world of The Exorcist, right? So it wasn't supposed to have exorcism in the movie. Like the exorcism at the end wasn't there. Jason Miller was not there. It was always Brad Dourif. The Scream Factory has both versions, but they have to source it from like VHS. So like all of a sudden it goes to like a VHS scene. And I didn't watch it, but I watched some stuff like comparing it. And it seems like most people prefer this theatrical cut, but he was forced to put the whole other priest story in there with the exorcism at the end. So they would have an actual exorcism. And then you lose that great speech that you get from George C. Scott. And then they didn't have Jason Miller in it at all. And so like when they go and they show in the beginning them go and find his body, like right after at the end of the first one, and it's Brad Dourif. But the idea is that, of course he's possessing the priest, but I don't know. It was weird. But apparently the dude, Jason Miller, was like really on the booze at this time. So Blatty didn't want him there. Then he wound up forcing it in. Anyway, there's a way different version of this film that was intended.
Yeah, there's a direct. So there's two cuts. I didn't even know that there's two cuts. I don't think I've ever watched my Scream Factory version yet.
Yeah, me neither.
They were gonna replace him entirely. Brad Dourif was gonna get taken out of the movie.
I could see
Jason Miller was gonna do the whole thing, and then they just blended the two cuts together, which I think was awesome. I think it was super
because
cool.
George C. Scott never sees Brad Dourif. He always just sees Father Karras.
He was possessing Chucky.
Right.
That's one thing that I feel like is kind of a little. I guess because they blend it, but that could be a little confusing. Because Brad Dourif says it, he's like, you don't see. You know what I'm saying? When he screams out to him, and you see the face change, and he's just like, what? He's like, you don't see. Like,
Yeah, did you not pick up on that?
I was confused as to, I was like, wait, am I seeing? I thought I was seeing. Well, I realized I was seeing two different people towards the end, but it threw me off initially.
well, that's
Right.
There was two different people.
well, that's the thing. If you know, because somehow
No,
the Gemini killer is like jumping from body to body to cut
I ain't gonna lie, I was real
these murders, and that's why like George C.
you aren't
Scott
the only one, Perry.
George C. Scott said the murders were committed by two different people, and what was it that they, after like Brad Dourif leaves their body, they like pass out and faint, and that's why after that priest that George C. Scott goes to see in the hospital, after he gets killed, the nurse said she saw a lady. The only one that was out in the hall was a lady passed out on the floor, and then after George C. Scott goes and talks to Father Karras and Brad Dourif comes out, he passes out after, and then he goes back to Father Karras or whatever, which I don't even know how that makes sense because he says Father Karras is dead. He was leaving his body and Brad Dourif like enters his body as he was leaving it.
Well, he says his master slipped him in, so I'm thinking he's talking about Pazuzu.
Yeah.
Is his master.
Right, that's what
This is a revenge ploy to shame
Right.
the church, to shame the priest, and they have to bring him back to life. Like, takes 15 years. That's
right.
that's an
Weird
interesting
stretch.
concept.
Yo, when you
Right.
said that, I was like, yo, the master really hooked you up with that body. 15 years. Like, man, like giving the master all these props. I'm like, yo, he hooked you up with the
Yeah.
greatest body, didn't he?
They really midi-chlorian this movie up.
I felt like Fallen did it better.
I loved Fallen when I was a kid, and then I watched it recently, and I'm like, it's not as good as I remember. But I loved that when I was a kid.
Did anyone else watch the director's cut, or did we all just watch the theatrical cut?
We all watched the
Theatrical.
theatrical.
I didn't know there was.
Which
Whatever
allegedly
was
is
on
the best
Amazon.
way, but it's a cool curiosity to check that one out because there's
I'm definitely
a
going.
whole different vision. But I mean, it was one of those things that apparently was like you'd go to horror cons and you'd buy like bootleg VHSs of it and shit like that, kind of like the producer's cut on Halloween.
Yeah.
But I mean, this may be a compromised vision. But I mean, I know you're about to get the overall thoughts, but I like it.
It sounds like it's one of the rare occasions where the studio stepped in and made the movie better. Like there wasn't going to be an extra. Basically, what you get from what I've heard in the director's cut is just a lot more Brad Dourif and no exorcism at the end.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
Which seems
I mean,
weird about how it ends then. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he just goes in there and shoots him? Like, I don't know.
mm.
Like, is that what happens?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm curious. I'm gonna watch it because I bought the Screen Factory
Yeah.
or whatever it's
Did you?
called. Yeah,
Did you get the Scream Factory for Exorcist 2 as well?
no, I didn't. I watched it on Netflix or HBO Max.
I
Yeah.
bought it. I
I'm
was
not-
like, you know what? I'm going
What's on
ham.
HBO?
Hey, if I'm gonna own, I gotta own the first 3 on physical.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
without
the
Right.
reason why you have Attack of the Clones. It's the reason why you have Ocean's 12. You know, it's like, well, since they did another one that I like, I guess I'll have to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to own 3 and 1 and not get 2.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm hoping that Scream Factory would do a release for the original, like Blu-ray or 4K, I'd hope, and then they can do a director's cut and the original, like 2 discs.
Do a box set.
Yeah.
With the and see, that's the other thing is apparently the 2 prequels, there's The Exorcist the beginning and then Dominion,
Yeah.
right? The prequel to The Exorcist. Dominion is basically the director's cut of
right.
Exorcist the beginning. How fucking weird. They
Really.
don't
there's
know
two
what the hell
versions.
they're doing. After they've made this huge fucking movie,
It's
The
the
Exorcist,
multiverse.
they don't know what to
Multiverse.
do. I mean, that's the
Exorcist
craziest thing,
multiverse.
though. They made all this money, this huge sensation with this movie, and never did they know what the fuck to really do going forward.
Well, it's because
Wild.
it's because it's so different than other franchises. It stands alone, and it's its own thing. It's hard to like duplicate that.
Yeah. And the other thing is Blatty didn't want to call this Exorcist 3.
Oh, really?
It was Legion, because
Legion.
that's the name of the book.
But they would never let him do that because
No. And they forced the exorcism
more
in at
money
the
with
end, which I think that scene's awesome.
Definitely, hell yeah.
Oh, dude, when the father gets like against
He
the
does
wall,
just kind of come in out of nowhere. They mention him like one fucking time.
Yeah,
We see him one other time,
Oh,
and then he just
straight up.
shows up. But when he shows
That's
up, he's
Draco
badass.
Mouthway. With the fucking,
Yes.
yeah, fucking
remember they were
Slytherin
like-
coming in real
They
quick.
said like he did an exorcism and it turned his hair white, and you're like, oh, this guy's been through some shit, man. Yeah, he does
I'm a
come in. He's like
wizard now.
scared Potter.
it would make it a lot better if he was in the movie early on, like because
Yeah.
that's like maybe the biggest downside of the whole thing is like who the hell is this guy? What's going on here?
right?
Deus Ex
Yeah, no,
Machina.
too. Oh, dude, I forgot. Dude, you gotta remind me at the end because I don't have anything for show and tell. But there was 2 announcements from Scream Factory I wanted to talk about, and I forgot.
Oh, one of them was Parasomnia, right?
That is one, but I was talking about 2 others. But there was 3.
Parasomnia.
That's an
Wow.
old, that's an old Hammer film? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
Oliver Reed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what
thought you were talking about the Cullen Bunn book.
Yes, yeah.
Is it called Parasomnia or is it called
Yeah.
something else?
I'm
Paranoia.
sure- I thought it was
Is
Parasomnia.
Paranoiac? What the fuck is it called?
Parasomnia.
That's the
Yeah.
Cullen Bunn book, yeah.
I'm not talking about a comic. Anyway,
I was gonna say they Scream Factory announced the 4K. Well, I told you because you said they did. They announced a 4K release for The Howling, which I really like that original artwork on there. And then they did 4K release for Alligator, which is another one that I love, man, especially as a kid, and I've been waiting for them to freaking do just for it to get a Blu-ray period. So it's really
Oh,
cool that
Alligator,
they're getting
gotcha.
a 4K. And then they did so Alligator's getting a 4K release, and Alligator 2, The Mutation, is getting a Blu-ray. And I actually might be even more excited for Alligator 2 because I loved watching that on VHS back in the day. So
Paranoiac is the name of the movie I was thinking of. By
Yeah.
The way.
and
Not
they're doing
Parasomnia.
and another one's
5
called
minutes
Lipstick.
later.
Yeah, that one.
And they also got Lipstick coming out. They also that Slumber Party Massacre, that was the sci-fi movie, is getting a Scream Factory Blu-ray release. So that's cool. It'd be cool if Scream Factory was putting out the Chucky TV series like a Blu-ray, and then
That'd
they
be
put
cool.
all the behind.
That'd be
the scenes.
dope.
I
I'd buy
can't
that.
wait. I can't wait to get by that. I hope they do some good behind the scenes on that. But yeah, that was it. And then Krampus 4K, which I'm so bummed. I wish I got the freaking poster, but the Krampus 4K should be coming in the next week. I don't know if you ordered it, Robbie, but I got that motherfucker coming. I can't wait to watch the director's cut.
Nice.
So, what did everyone think? What are your little brief thoughts on the Exorcist 3? We'll start with you, Perry, we'll start with Steph and then come around to me last.
I am going to keep it $1.50 with you fellas. I was a little disappointed with this one. Thought it was a little boring. I feel like it was trying to emulate like the atmosphere of the first one, but it just didn't quite get there. The detective was he was kind of likable, endearing to an extent, but he was just always snapping on people. That was pretty cool. I was always waiting for him to, like, that one time the nurse came in, he was talking to the old priest dude. I was waiting for him to be like, "Get out of here, I'm talking, you bitch!" But he didn't. An hour and 50 minutes. Do not think was necessary. I don't know. I couldn't get into this one. I don't know. I just thought it was a little
It's a total different tone than the original.
Yeah,
it's more of a detective story too, in a way.
But that could be why my expectations. I was expecting like something similar to the first one, and this one was
It's not one that it's not one you can just pop in at all times and just throw. You gotta sit down for it. Trust me, because I tried to watch it like towards the end, like maybe 5 days ago, and I fell asleep. I love the film. I adore it.
I'm gonna give it another watch.
It's worth another watch, definitely. Yeah. But I can understand. I understand what you mean. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It was. I'm not mad I watched it, but it was. I think my expectations were something else, and that's why I was.
We might have hyped it up a little too much, I guess.
That happens, but
some people like it more than the original. I've heard people say that they think I think because it's a third one, like it's the third, and that's so rare.
Yeah.
That even a third is like in that ball house. I wouldn't say that the third is better than the first, but I do adore it. And I think, I don't know, man. I feel like the first, man, is just such a classic, But this third, man, is great too, man. But to me,
it had its moments. Like I like the scene where he's like in heaven, not heaven, but that can't be heaven. Dude, he sees like all the angels and all the,
Yeah, bro. Tell me that I knew it. One of those motherfuckers is
Fabio.
Will Jackson.
Yo, yes, that threw me the fuck off.
And
Patrick Ewing too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was Patrick Ewing, but that's cameos in here.
Did you see Larry King in the movie too?
Yeah, Larry King. That was the other one. It was Samuel Jackson plays the dream blind man, and then Larry King is in it as well.
I thought I saw Stan Lee.
No, Larry King.
That was Larry King. Yeah.
Oh.
He's in the special features, being interviewed. He talks about his belief in the paranormal. He doesn't believe in it.
He doesn't believe in it. Because
it's all phooey.
I'll give you $100,000 if you can move this lighter.
Yeah. Well, did you move it? I didn't think so. Okay, move on.
Hey, what's up, Scarpad? Good to see you, my brother.
Station, man.
Phable, my brother. Before I go, Steph, did you have anything else you wanted to add? I know we're gonna get to you again.
I'll probably just randomly interject while you guys are talking. So if anything pops up.
Man, was that a stab?
No. I'm just saying because I'm sitting here trying
the most passive aggressive shit I've ever heard, man. Come on.
No, that was because I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here trying to think more on it, but it's just like more will come to me. But no,
right.
Hey,
I don't want you guys to take offense to it when I do it.
That music though, that music is fucking bomb, bro. That music is so good, bro. Especially in the beginning, bro. I cranked that shit up all the way in the beginning, bro, because it sets the fucking mood, bro. My girl was like, "Turn it down." I'm like,
"Where's the knife?"
I'm like, it's setting the mood, girl. You don't know what you're talking about. But Phable, my brother, what are your little brief thoughts on this, man?
You know what? I gotta go with my man Steph on this one. I totally agree. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was a kid, I saw Exorcist early as a child. So Linda Blair and that whole thing, that chick was the stuff of my nightmares for many years, right? So I got to give you some context, a little bit of context. So when when they announced that Exorcist 3 in the movies, I was like so pumped, it was like, oh my God, the scariest movie I've ever seen is having another sequel. I gotta see this. Plus it's like 1990, so special effects gotta be way better, right? Like
Right.
these are all the expectations you
Did
have
you
in your
like the
head.
second when you were a kid?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Okay, I was just wondering.
There was only two reasons to watch that movie. Anyway, so flash forward, I'm so excited to see this movie and scared because the first one scared me to death. So I'm thinking, this is gonna scare me to death. And as a kid, it was so boring. Like all they did was talk and talk and talk, and there was nothing really going on to me. And maybe it was going over my head because I was a kid. So I just wrote it off. I didn't like it. It was one of my first disappointments. You know what I mean? When it comes to sequels and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it ain't a
So,
good movie. I don't think at all.
but I've always wanted to revisit it because everybody talks about, I've heard things that like, yo, that's a good movie. I've even heard better than the first, that kind of thing. So I was excited when you guys wanted to watch it. I was going to watch it again. And yeah, man, I wasn't that bad a critic at 10 years old. That's all I gotta say. It was still the same kind of thing. Everything you guys said, I picked up on without even knowing. So you said like it was two different movies, recut and things like that. It definitely shows. I mean, I don't know. I saw, like you said, a priest coming in out of nowhere that they don't give you no context for, just a little scene where he's getting scared of the air and stuff like that. And it it's badly edited to me. Um, there's no kills in this movie. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but this movie could have been rated G. There is absolutely no death in
Yeah,
this movie.
there's no gore.
There's
They all
at all. All they
all
do
the kills
is
are off
all they do
camera.
is talk about what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then
or
the tone is all
or they show the priest's neck sewed up and shit.
It's theater
Yeah.
of the mind, man.
right. Yeah, but it's you got that in movies like
That's supposed to be
Psycho, but
visual.
Psycho does it in a way that hits. To me, this didn't
Plus,
hit.
it's
Those
the
kind of implied deaths,
Scissors.
Sequels are
and
supposed
then
to be bloodier, gorier, and stuff like that. Even though I know it's the Exorcist and shit, but even like the Psycho sequels got gorier as they went on. Maybe not crazy
yeah.
gory, but there was still some carnage candy.
But yeah, the tone for me was all over the place. Like in the beginning, was it like a buddy dramedy between the priest and the cop, and they're having these back and forth lines like it's a 40s movie or a movie from the 50s, and I'm like, okay. Then
You don't
know
know.
what I mean? Then it has this like kind of 7-ish tone to it, like 7, which is what makes it cool to me, but then they have silly things like the lady crawling on the roof.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was it just didn't fit at all. There was like a lot of that stuff going on, and like it goes from that kind of movie, then like what Robbie said, when the priest comes in and it looks like all of a sudden it's a battle movie, like, you know what I mean? They close in on the demon's eyes and he's in the hallway and the doors slam and stuff. And it's like an action horror movie all of a sudden. So, I just didn't feel it, guys. The only thing that really got me for this one was its connection to the first one. Cause I like the fact, cause I know the first one has something about a killer, right? They talked about that in the first one. Am I crazy? Like somebody was going around desecrating the church. Isn't that why he was investigating?
I think it's implied that that's Reagan that was doing that.
Right. But
Maybe
it's
it was the Gemini killer.
Right. But the
'Cause
Gemini killer
15
jumps
years.
around, right?
They said it's 15 years before, and then the original took place 15 years before too. So
right.
So
it
I
would
like
make
that
sense.
connection. And Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif's performance, whether it was, whether I like the movie or not, his performance, the lines he was saying, how he delivered, that part where he was like screaming at the guy, and then he was like, "Oh, was I raging or was I in a rage or something like that?"
Yeah.
and those scenes. So yeah, that's what saves it for me. But really, yeah, I gotta agree with Steph. I was pretty disappointed and pretty wasn't that great for me. That's all I'll say.
That's a young Brad Dourif too, man. So that just shows what good acting chops he had even back then. Hey,
How's
man,
Chucky though?
dude, hell yeah, bro. And that's Sheriff Brackett from the Rob Zombie Halloweens.
Yep.
So this is one part I really cracked up about was when who was it? When I think when he's talking to one of his cop buddies about Father Karras, and he's like, he was my best friend. I loved him. And I was like, bro, he didn't even want to go to the movies with you, bro. Talking about, you know? Like I just kept when he would say like he was my best friend, man, and I loved the man. I loved him. I was like, dude.
They had a good relationship, man.
They did.
You can
I
see
know,
that.
but-
I think the
That was his
movie's.
only friend.
I'll get to.
But Perry, my brother, was this your first time watching this?
Yeah, first time watching it.
Dude, what did you think, my brother?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I think this is better than the original.
Oh,
Hey, you
Um,
You wanna-
yeah,
this.
like look, I recognize the original for what it is. I think it's great. I'm gonna watch this one again. Like I got like Hitchcock vibes when they were in the hospital and you see the nurse behind the counter pacing back and forth. That suspense building up for like it felt like 5-6 minutes of just building up, and the camera never moved.
Yeah,
And you're
that
just
scene's
in
amazing.
that hallway. Your entire body felt like you were just sitting there watching, seeing the cop go. Like there was no dialogue, no nothing, and you just seeing all these things happen for that one little jump at the end of the killer coming out. And I was like, dude, that was
the
so
white robe.
freaking good. Yeah, it was so good, and it came out of nowhere, and it got me in that mood. And like there were so many scenes that were like intense like that throughout the movie. Almost every scene where there was dialogue, you would just like it would zoom into like close-ups and extra close-ups, and it was like it was so good. Like I didn't need like a lot of I don't really need any gore in this type of thing. Like it was cool like seeing how the demons can possess people from far. Like to go out and carry on their bidding. Yeah. Is that what was happening? Because I was like confused. Like I didn't because I was waiting for someone to see a change.
He's literally locked down in a mental
He's
hospital.
in a mental hospital, remotely killing people.
Yep.
He's there. The elderly people, they're like at a weakened mind state, and he can enter their bodies more easily.
Yeah.
But that's the whole idea of it being based on the book Legion, because like Legion, we are many, kind of a thing.
Right.
This is the one of multiple.
Plus, the other guy was letting him out the room too.
The doctor.
The dude from Walking Dead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like it's terrifying. Like here's this individual who's possessed, locked away, but yet the spirit world, there's no physical walls, so these mean nothing. And it's like that's terrifying. Like completely terrifying. At any moment notice, anything could happen, and it's completely out of your control, and you have no idea what's going to happen. You'll probably die before you even realize what's happening. And it was like, I don't know. I thought it was really cool. The whole detective story going around saying like, you wouldn't believe that we told the press it was this finger, but really it was this finger. It's like that whole mystery unraveling detective shit. I thought it was so cool. Oh man, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
I always get confused. The Gemini killer is like different from the Zodiac killer. I always like
It's based on it though.
That's what I figured. That's what because I always get those like mixed up. But yeah, Perry, you definitely make some good thoughts, man. It's
because like to me the original is just like the movie to me is just like a long transformation. Like that's what the original is to me. This one is like building suspense around like they went to like the place before you go to heaven or hell, like that. Purgatory. I guess that's what it was. It was like it felt like you were at an airport, and I was like, like that was so cool, you know.
I don't know. Is that purgatory, Robbie? I
It's
thought
just a dream, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
They
right.
say this is the place they go. They wait.
Was it?
They
Yeah,
go
that would be
before they-
purgatory, I
Was it
guess.
a
Then,
dream?
yeah, technically, it's
I thought
Catholic
it was
based, so that's a
purgatory.
Catholic idea. It's purgatory, so
I thought purgatory.
The
was-
in between.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like we left this realm in the movie, you know, like we went to this new place, and it was like I don't know,
Fabio
and
was
everyone
there.
seemed so relaxed. Like everything was calm, relaxed. Oh man, I'm sorry you got killed. You know, like I thought that was
It
great.
just felt like a weird stretch though, man. Because when you walk in through that place, it's like you had this thing going on, and now you have this fantastical dream with these angels and Fabio. Maybe it was Fabio that messed me up.
I mean,
Like-
I,
Friend of the director.
I didn't like that. I liked the movie, but I didn't like that. I thought that was corny and weird too. But I get why you would like it. But sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's it. Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was
Oh,
good.
yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it, man. I understand what Steph and Phable are saying because it's not for everyone. It has a little bit of a slower burn, and it's different than the original. So I mean,
But to me, the boring part is, when you're like a kid in the back seat and you're going on a long trip and you like stare out the window and you just like
Yeah.
get lost almost. Like those long dragged out scenes feel like I'm in that haze, like just I'm getting immersed more into the story.
yeah.
I don't know. That's why
You're
I
right.
don't know. I like
Wouldn't
those.
say.
There's certain scenes that are brilliant, like the one you described with the hallway scene with the nurse and the guy with the scissors. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was
that was
great.
shot brilliantly.
Yeah.
It was a
This
good
is
scene. But then it gets offset by certain other scenes that just feel like, okay, who the same guy directed the you know what I mean? It's like it's different tone for me. But those scenes were great.
it's also directed by a guy who's never directed anything in his life. You know what I mean? Like,
I
so
think he had done
That's
a
pretty
movie
impressive.
before.
did he? Well, for what he did, man, I still think that he shot some really masterful shots
I
for a
thought
guy
it was,
who,
yeah.
I mean, he probably worked pretty closely with William Friedkin, so I'm sure he picked up some stuff. But I think he did a great job. I can see how some people would think it's boring. I'm not saying it's. I don't like to say that word boring. I could see how some people would see some stuff are a little bit slower, but to me, that's like a part of the charm. It's a different type of story. It's a different aesthetic. It's more of a detective story. It's all about the detective from the first one, and it's not, all about the Exorcist. You know what I mean? It's more about trying to track down this Gemini killer. So I think
The
everyone.
scenes when they were in the church, in the like inside the church scenes, I had this like weird, unsettling feeling every time they were in there because it's like I grew up and whenever we were to go to church, it was like a place where very respectable, like you dress up nice, and like to go there and there was like a murder there and stuff, and they were showing there, like I
Right.
felt like they shouldn't be doing this, like that
Blasphemy.
feeling was just over
All
me.
those like decapitated statues of men.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
They just had all those fucked with.
Jesus fucking eyes opening up.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, oh man.
I love the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Verno, my brother, what the heck are you thinking on this, my man? I'm so interested and intrigued because I know you picked up the book for The Exorcist.
Right.
And you've been on a little bender with all this.
Well, that probably affected my my perspective on it. Is that I just read the novel for The Exorcist, and it's like you could tell that Blatty. I feel like the characters were characterized more in the way that they are in the book with Hinderman and Dyer, where like Dyer's really funny in the book, like funnier than he comes off in the movie. So like, and then Blatty's got past experience with being a comedy writer. So like all that like funny shit, I actually dug it. But I could totally get why it's corny. It's like if I see that fish one more time, it's like it was silly and it was strange, but it like led in to some pretty dope shit. But overall, I really liked it. I think it was like more of an acting movie. Like that's what I enjoyed most about it were the performances. The performances, and we'll get into it with characters, but they were like top level. So I enjoyed the shit out of it. The mystery, again, that felt more like the novel. Like the novel for the Exorcist feels more like a murder mystery type of thing. So yeah, it reminded me more of that. But I loved it, man. Like everything Perry said, all those scenes, like hell yeah. The scene with the scissors, one of the coolest scenes in horror. That's one that it's like I can't believe I'd never like seen that somewhere, like in clips or anything, or never noticed it because it's like crazy iconic. I did think it was shot well, like we mentioned, it felt more like an 80s movie. To me, it felt like a 70s movie with those really slow, drawn out one shot scenes and all that. But overall, I really liked it a lot. Like, I would definitely watch it again. I'm glad I bought it for sure.
Hell yeah. I agree, man. There's definitely.
I felt bad for the detective guy because like he would always scream and yell, and every time I'm like, dude, you probably got high blood pressure, you know,
Dude,
Yeah.
I yourself a heart attack.
exactly. I was nervous for him the whole time. Like every time he would do that, I'm like, bro, you need to not do that. You're gonna
You
die.
relax a little, man. It's not that serious.
There's people that say it's a little over the top at times, but I dig it. Like I think his performance is unbelievable.
He's great, bro. If you like him in that, definitely check out another. It's more of a ghost story, but it's called The Changeling. It's a
Yes.
fantastic, like haunted house / ghost story.
Yes.
Really good.
Hell yeah.
One of the best freaking. I think that. I can't remember if that's 70s as well.
That's
80s.
That's 80s.
It's like early 80s though.
Yeah.
Like maybe
1980.
1980.
1980, yeah.
I
there's
heard it
no
came
one-
out almost 10 years before that.
Yeah, there's one that's actually called a ghost story, and that's another good one. But George C. Scott's not in that. That's one that I love though.
Yeah.
But Robbie, my brother, dude, I am so interested to hear what you are about to say, my man.
Well,
yeah, me too.
I'm glad that the tide has turned because at first I felt betrayed. Like I could not believe what I was hearing here. Okay, let me tell you something. At The Exorcist, we said a lot a few weeks ago about that. So I was like, let's do this. We talked then and there that we liked 3, but we didn't like 2. So I was like, let me rejudge everything in today's world in my brain now. So I watched 2, didn't really enjoy that. Bro, this was better than I remembered it being, man. This movie, to me,
It was.
is fucking brilliant, man. Like, this is brilliant to me. Okay, so, and I dig on what everybody is saying here, but this is an incredibly subtle movie that consistently, like Perry says, builds up tension, and it does it in a very creepy, ominous way with its music or lack of music at times. There's no orchestral score. Right? It's just like religious sounding, like choral type shit, right? And it gets really freaking scary. That scene when he's in there with the priest and the clock stops, that's a mirror of a scene from The Exorcist. But this one gets even more creepy because like you hear like voices and you just get the atmosphere and that music built up and it keeps riding just for a cheap scare. Just for a cheap scare, but not really, right? Because this movie is filled with this crazy tone. It's an examination of faith, right? And how can you have faith in a God in a world like this? And that's what this detective Kinderman is dealing with. Kind man, get it, right? Kinderman. So like, and I love that character. He's just this old grouchy guy. He's seen a lot of shit. He's got like racist coworkers and subordinates that he's dealing with. You know what I'm saying? He's got his mother-in-law's there and they're fish in his bathtub and even though he acts like a grouch, like me and my homies, we act like that to each other. They're joshing back and forth, man, him and the priest, right? I love that. I got that they had a very authentic friendship. So when he gets got, I'm like, this poor dude, and dude, you feel it. George C. Scott's amazing. Then you add in Jason Miller coming back, cool surprise, looks really creepy, in some of the makeup, right? But Brad Dourif as the possessing Gemini killer, holy cow. Like Anthony Hopkins, who? Like Hannibal Lecter, what? Like, this is it, man. This is top-notch performance stuff. I cannot believe, like, this wasn't considered like one of the best performances of that year. Like, it is intense and it's amazing. They're doing great effects with his voice to make it feel demonic. It does, all of a sudden, that priest shows up. It's got some flaws, but man, I really forgive them because the camera rarely moves. It holds the shot. It doesn't like we're used to in movies now where like every 2 seconds, if that, they're cutting, right? Movies that like just sit there and let you breathe, like you get more into it. You get more zoning. It's like an anti-Shining where it's just as masterful cinematically as The Shining, but the camera's not moving. like it is in The Shining. It's doing it with still shots. It's doing it by building that suspense. Not a lot of music. And when it's used, it's very subtle. You have to kind of really pay attention to understand. So he's doing these subliminal type things that I'm sure he picked up from working with William Friedkin on the first Exorcist. And I think he's implementing them in a more innovative and technical way. Like not just like flashing an image real quick, but actually like using sound and lack of movement to make you feel kind of constrained and forced to pay attention. And like, oh, it's a masterclass in building tension. What is trying to say about this dude, his struggles, what he's going through at the end. You know, he's an older dude, right? And he's seeing people that he knows die, and he's dealing with this kind of loss. And he's just think of all the shit that he sees, right? And he talks about all the stuff, and you know, it does very briefly start talking about like, you know, what was going on in the world, you know, with the little black kid that got killed and stuff like that. And like the creepy atmosphere of like the Jesus eyes opening, always taking out the statues and like the imagery. This is like a Mike Mignola comic on screen, like not like cinematography wise, but like the way the camera's actually placed, like composition wise, like the way the editing is done. It will just cut to like an altar or some candles or something. Bruh, let me just tell you something. I fucking loved this movie. This is one of the most, and like, what the fuck is like 7? I think Steph or Phable mentioned 7. Was it Phable?
Yeah.
Okay. 7 exists because of this movie. Like I
can
you,
tell.
David Fincher, watch this. Like, holy freaking cow. I cannot believe that even me, who appreciate it, who said that I like this movie, I've been sleeping on it. That's one of the greatest fucking films of the 90s right there. Sorry. Boom. That's what I got.
Would you say you like it better than the original?
No, you can't say that. It's when
I've heard people say it, man. I like some people, they're like really careful how they say it. They're like,
I heard Perry say it like 5 minutes ago. It was crazy.
It's a different type of movie, though. It is a different movie. It's hard. I think I might like it just as much.
Those subtle scenes you're talking about.
Or maybe it's just because I just watched The Heretic.
When he goes up, we were talking about him like checking the hands. Like there's multiple scenes where they just linger on it. He goes over and he looks at the one hand. He sees the fingers cut off.
They don't tell you what he's doing.
Yeah, he walks over. He checks the other one, and just how long that takes.
Yeah,
when he pulls up and he sees.
It takes forever for him to go to one side of the table to the other.
That's his buddy. He doesn't want to do it, right? And when he gets there and sees a man, he's literally like about to lose his shit. That moment when he snaps on that fucking one dude. And he's like about to cry, and he's like, "I'm sorry." I mean, he's dealing with some like you're right, talking about his blood pressure. He's going through spiritual and emotional, and just he's going through, and I'm sure hormonal changes going on in his life at this time, you know. And like, I mean, he's dealing with a lot. And I think they're actually like, I think this movie makes you work for it a little bit. Like, you don't know why he's doing it. You don't know why they're taking so long to do that. But there's the emotional reason, because he's stalling. He doesn't want to see. Man, that performance. When he sees the face or whatnot, and like it holds just enough back, man. It's not a gory film, and I actually applaud it for that. I don't think that would really fit with the tone if it was like an overly gory movie and we're seeing heads get chopped off and shit like that. I think this movie's trying to actually reach a little bit further than that and actually try to make a statement. And also, I really think it's truly terrifying. I think it's a scary movie. Like, if you're watching this, turn down the lights, the music up, you know, like.
The music really puts it on that vibe. I like when because remember in the beginning they're talking about they're like going out to dinner or whatever, the detective and the father, and the detective goes to, or the priest says to somebody, I forget who exactly, but he said, you know, every day or every year on this day we like have dinner or something or go see a movie, because the detective gets sad around this time. And then the detective goes to tell his wife, he's like, you know, the priest always gets so sad around this time. So they kind of like both have like that like excuse for each other. But really, I mean, they're just like two great friends that like a crazy fucked up tragedy of, you know, what they've been through kind of brought them together. And you could tell that they're both kind of just lonely old men too, you know?
It's so, like when he shows up, Hinderman shows up, Dyer's in the hospital and he's like all rushing towards the room, and then he kind of straightens up and acts cool as he walks in. He doesn't want to show him that he was all concerned about it. It's like subtle shit like that,
Yeah.
like throughout the entire movie that I did.
I wish they would have shown that he took a shower because they made it like a clear point that this man has not taken a bath in 3 days.
He might not have, though, until
And then they never show him taking. The whole time I was waiting, I'm like, when is this guy gonna take a bath? Like I thought there was gonna be like a bath scene coming up, but it just never happened.
Or like he tries to go into the bathroom and the fish is just like still there. He's like, it's been a goddamn week of this shit.
You're standing really close to me right now, Father Dyer.
You can tell. Dude, that's a great. I love that scene. They're like, it's like the Odd Couple. You're right. Those, because he's a comedy writer too, and like he would consider himself more so a comedy writer. I mean, I think Verno watched the same special features I did.
Right. Well, I mean, no, I've been watching stuff on The Exorcist and all that. So yeah, no, for sure.
Have you read the book Legion yet?
No, dude.
I want to read the book now.
I was looking up Exorcist 3 book and Exorcist 2 book. I'm like, oh, I guess they never did a book for any of these. I didn't realize. I found it out recently, but I've heard it's good, but it's not quite. I mean, it's not The Exorcist, is what everybody says. It lingers on things more and wanders a little more rather than being as linear.
That might have raised it a couple of points for me if it wasn't called The Exorcist.
Right.
They could have
We didn't
totally
wanna call
took
it
any
that.
of those bits out. They could have took those bits out, and it would have been its own thing perfectly
Right.
fine. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I am curious to see the director's cut for that, to see what it was going to be.
What's the second book I wanted? Because you said the third book is called Legion.
There isn't. I mean, it's
the
third, the novelization.
Oh, no, the book. Yeah, the book 2 is
not
Legion.
Yeah, the book the book that the movie's based on is called Legion.
So there's only 2 books. There's The Exorcist and then there's Legion.
Yeah. I mean, and The
It's got
Exorcist.
this thing. It's called it's the Trilogy of Faith, is what it is. The books. So it's The Exorcist, and then what is it?
He
There's
made
Legion.
some movie before this.
The Ninth Configuration. That's the other one.
Yes. He says that is like an unofficial sequel to The Exorcist. That they just changed some things. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's the other film he did 10 years before this one.
Oh wait, the Ninth Configuration is a film.
Am I wrong?
Well,
But
yeah, I thought
the demon is called Legion, right?
Right.
Okay.
What is this Pazuzu in the, like, you guys straighten that out for me. Is this the same demon in this movie that's in the original Exorcist?
I don't think.
Yeah. Both
Is
of
it?
them are
I
there.
don't.
Both of them are there.
The demon and the killer.
Yeah, because there's a point where Father Karras, that's his name, Damien Karras.
Yes.
When his eyes turn yellow, he says something about you came from my son, or something. My son, Gemini. He says it like he said you came from my son, or something like that. So Pazuzu is the master, and he was just defending, I guess, what he considers his kin.
See,
and Legion is just a reference to the idea that he's possessing a bunch of different people, spreading it out. It's a multiple possession thing.
Sorry, I took it as Satan, like the master. My master sent me to do this.
Well, I mean, Pazuzu can be interpreted as Satan, right? Because when he says in the original Exorcist, he says, "Who are you?" He's like, "Well, I'm the devil."
That's only because they're ignoring the heretic, where it was clearly stated that he was the wicked god of the winds or some shit, and it could brush the locust wings against you and you get possessed or some shit. So.
But the director disregarded that, so I'm gonna go with him.
But yeah, man, everyone makes great points, no doubt. I have always loved this film. I don't know how young I might have been, like 13 when I first watched it. I'd always seen just the original Exorcist, and then by the time I was 13, they had, I want to say they probably had the prequel come out, and then like Dominion, and or the Exorcist the beginning. So when that came out, I kind of went back and watched, tried to go through some of them, and there's a freaking lot of the Exorcist movies nowadays, I feel like. But
I hear the show's good too. There was like a show that went for 2 seasons.
Show? Really?
Yeah, I hear it was pretty good. But the guy who told me that loves The Heretic. Just so you know. I had a conversation with him about it today, and I was like, man, how? He's like, I just like that they build up the lore on Pazuzu, right? And the Locust. And I was like, okay, I can dig that. And the backstory of the priest, that was cool. But like, what about the rest of it, bro? The machine, the priest, like, anyway.
The first scene with the machine and the one and all that, it wasn't that bad. When they go back and they keep doing it, that's when it got ridiculous.
When he's okay, so let me get this right. You know, because we were talking about who's actually possessing the body of the priest in Exorcist 3, but in Exorcist 2, they use this machine. The psychologist gets on the brain level, the same brain waves, light waves, or whatever, with Reagan, right? And can go into her mind now and sharing her hypnosis. She then gets lost in whatever the subconscious is of Reagan. So Reagan comes out of it, and then this random ass priest just somehow goes down. So they're in Reagan's subconscious through this machine that's just shining a light on them with some connectors. What the? I don't like. I'll believe a demon can possess somebody, but I won't believe that. That's stretching it too far, man. Come on.
Yeah, it was weird.
The Exorcist show has an 8.0 out of 10.
Hey.
And Chamorro said the first season or the show was awesome. The first season twist. I might have to check that out. It says it's on Fox.
Where you been, Manny? Why aren't you telling us about this?
It only got 2 seasons, 2 10-episode seasons.
That means it's probably good because it didn't like. It didn't
go
like the
over.
shows that go forever. They're not good.
And the first season, it says inspired by the novel, 20 episodes. It says William Peter Blatty has like
I heard it's like low key a reboot. Like you don't think it is at first, and then all of a sudden you realize that they're telling you the story again in a more drawn out kind of way.
Well, William Peter Blatty died in 2017, and the show came out in 2016 and 2017. So he has a writing credit on it. I wonder if he did any work on it though. I feel like they just took inspiration from his novels and gave him credit, but it shows him having credit for all 20 episodes. So, but I'm sure that he was
created by credit.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, man, I think this movie is great, dude. I think it has, it takes its time, but it builds tension, and it has some beautifully shot scenes, incredible music. The music is one of my absolute favorite things, and they only use the tubular bells in the beginning for like a second, and then the rest is kind of its own thing. And I just love the aesthetic that it gives it. There's just a lot of this is a lot more lit than the original. The original has a lot more darker scenes, I feel like.
Yeah.
Not all, obviously not the entire movie, but this one is a lot more brighter. It's in a hospital, they're going in the crazy, place. And I think it just is filmed really well. And I actually really want to check the 9th configuration out now, because I think William Peter Blatty did a hell of a job on this, man. And I'm definitely intrigued to check out that director's cut now. But, Brad Dourif is just phenomenal. Yes. George C. Scott is just freaking an OG in this, man. And I do really like, seeing him as like a detective. I think he's perfect for it, So there's so much that I love about this film. I just think it doesn't need to be really gory or anything. I think it does exactly what it's setting out to do. And I think it's totally a different vibe than the original. So I feel like that can throw some people off. But I'm a huge, I love detective movie films. So this has that detective noir feel to it, mixed in with, freaking exorcisms, But I like that they didn't go that route and just make it all about, the lead up to an exorcism. Even though it's kind of, they do it at the end, but honestly, not even really, man. The only thing I feel like is how the heck did Father Karras, break the enchantment that the Gemini killer has on him? Because I thought that, Father Karras is gone. He's left that body.
No, he's fighting with him. He's in there a little bit still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But
they have to bring it. It takes 15 years, but they build the brain back up. They have to actually. He can't just possess a dead body, so they actually literally bring the dude back to life.
yeah, I like how they kind of get into that. You know, he's like, you know, oxygen and whatnot. Like, you know, the brain is
I
like,
love your. I love
Right, me too.
I love your performance of it, man.
Well, they do. That's what, like you said, they put the effects. They just slowly like lower the octave on it from time to time. It's
Right.
like it's super effective. It's crazy.
They double it.
Yeah.
Brad Dourif, you know, Brad Dourif, without him, I feel like it, you know, it wouldn't be as legendary as it is. I feel like he really makes that performance.
There's a lot of nuance there, man.
There really
There's a
is.
lot of nuance
Yeah.
there. And the script is also filled. I think the script is impeccably written, like as far as the pacing and stuff, but actually like the dialogue, the use of language, the flow of it, like I really like it. It feels like a play, almost like a novel,
Mhm.
you know, at
Yeah,
times.
that's what it
And
felt
it's
like.
like Tarantino
Mhm.
level dialogue
Yeah,
without like
definitely.
all the super edgy stuff, right? And it's got comedy. It's this movie's good, man.
No, I feel that it's that I feel like, you know, I get your thoughts on it, Steph and Phable, but I feel like if you're like in the mode for it, that it could be better to you. I'm not gonna say I could change your mind on it, but I feel like if you're in
Don't
that-
take. I feel like you guys are taking offense that we weren't.
no,
enjoying it as
dude,
much as you
bro,
guys.
no,
We're not
bro.
taking offense. We just think you're wrong. That's okay.
Maybe you weren't in the headspace for
Right.
it. Maybe too. You could
Nah, you know what it is? A lot of the things you guys mention is some of the things that I don't like, right? Like to me, you say that he's a good writer, Tarantino level, not even close, my friend. I'm sorry. It's not
That's
even
reaching.
he's
close.
got good dialogue. It's
But
not.
hold on. It
Tarantino.
feels like it's directed by a writer who directed his actors to eat up all those little back and forths. You know what I mean? So in that way, it's a little pretentious to me, just to me. But a lot of things save it for me, but it doesn't elevate it, and it's nowhere near the first to me. Like, but you know, I respect all you guys' opinions, of course, and maybe I could watch it again from the lens of that what you're saying. But this watch through, I was into it. I wanted to watch this movie. I wanted to get into it because I knew I saw this when I was 10 and I'm 41 now. So there's got to be a big difference in how I would see it. But nah, it just didn't hit for me the way it hit for you guys.
I feel it. I was kind of more saying like in Steph, because I know that you're a harder one to judge on that. I feel like Steph was more thinking it was going to be like the exorcism, and I feel like we hyped it up a little bit too much. So I was more kind of talking to Steph on that one, but you're good, Fable.
Fable's all
Nah,
let me tell you
I-
something, young buck. Let me
I
tell you
got- I
something.
gotta,
I
you
watched
know what
it
I
with
mean?
pleasure.
Hey, dude, no, I know.
I gotta speak my
No,
truth. That's the
big
truth.
dude,
I
and
love
that's what I've
film.
always
You know.
You know
I-
that's what I want. I don't want you coming in here bullshitting, bro. I want okay, so good, bro.
But I don't feel attacked, and I don't feel like you guys are taking shots at us. I think you guys are saying exactly why you love it, and I like that you like it because some of the things that you're saying are definitely on point. Like when Perry said about the still scene, and the lady coming with the scissors. Yes, that is awesome. Some of the scenes that Robbie was describing and Cerebros was describing, I agree. Those work, and it is better on this watch through than when I watched it as a kid. I agree with that too, because the detective story does enthrall you a little bit, you know. But it's just not enough, not for me.
I love your point about it feels like it was directed by a writer because it's exactly what it is. There's certain scenes like with the priest and Hinderman with or fucking Brad Dourif, whatever his name is, that just go on like too long for me. Like just goes on like
yeah, and it's
just
like
like-
one-sided.
right.
It's like
That
a
was
one-sided
again,
conversation
in the
yeah.
special features. George C. Scott's like talking about what was it like to act with Brad Dourif, and he was like, "Well, it was just a lot of listening, pretty much," which you could tell like he was pissed about.
Oh well.
Hey,
Oh,
man,
can I
dude,
ask
George
you guys
C.
a
Scott got the
question?
whole movie of talking.
What was up with that weird stretch nurse? She was like down with this or not down with this? Does she seem like she was possessed or?
Yeah.
She was possessed,
bitchy-
right?
The one
the
that she
bitchy
kept
one?
talking to.
Yeah,
I
the
don't-
weird stretch
That was the
nurse,
radio
like-
woman. The
I don't
radio
think so.
woman who's
No.
like hearing dead people.
Well, those are two different people. Perry.
You're talking about
He's-
the
Oh.
woman that was like save your servant or
Save your
something like that.
servants,
Yeah.
Mm.
Because there was a scene, I don't know if you guys remember. Remember the scene where they show a lady, an older woman in black, like a black outfit, and she's walking somewhere with another lady. It looks like her nurse, and then they go into the church, and then they show her like the lady in black leaving the church. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And,
that was probably a nurse or something from the thing, but I don't think necessarily in on it, right?
but the lady with her seemed like that same nurse.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know,
If you
man.
guys watch it back, tell me if you see. Pay
Okay.
attention to that specific scene. The lady with the lady in black, not the lady in black. There's a lady with her in two scenes. That lady looks like that weird stretch nurse that the detective was trying to talk to, get information out of.
It's in the charts.
She was great. She's got a great look.
Yeah, she looks crazy.
I love it. He was like, when she like bandages his hand up to her, and he's like, "You're kind." And she's like, "I'm a bitch," and I'm like,
Hurt.
Oh, that's another thing in the movie. They had like, I know everyone's touched on sound, but like it got really quiet, and then it would just change to a new scene that's ridiculously loud, and it would scare the shit out of me. Like when he thought back to when the guy jumped out the window, like that was such an abrupt quiet to loudness. I went like this, and I pulled my headphones out. It's like I gotta lower my speakers down. But I thought that was cool. Like music scaring the shit out of me.
I never noticed it was before we got on. I started thinking about the music. I was like, dude, I don't think I ever noticed the music once, other than the tubular bells at the beginning. But it's because it's just super duper subtle the whole time.
Yes. It's amazing. It's really good.
it really is, man. I
It's
adore
creepy, bro. It's like creepy in the way church music is creepy. Like, I don't know, man. Church stuff creeps me out still sometimes. I still have this like sense of something otherworldly being present, some kind of otherworldly presence in like church settings and shit like that. Like, so and it works for me, man.
Fuck yeah.
But what was I gonna say?
I thought we were doing the bit.
Yeah, I fucked it up.
Wait, Triple B.
The dude comics. Brandon, that would be so sick. Do a Disney. He's like Dylan's Disney show or something like that.
It's a terrible idea.
But to review all the Marvel shows and shit, that would be sick, bro. I was just telling you I want to review those, but I gotta find a day to do it.
I think Brandon's talking about like shit like Aladdin and Lady and the Tramp and Sleeping Beauty.
That's
the classics.
Hey,
Bill
I
Dick
love
Satan.
Aladdin. He's trying to get out of that horror review. He's like, let's do Aladdin, bro. But dude, I love the Disney classics so much. Let me see. What else? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with this movie? I know we talked about the music and shit, but
Pretty much talked about it all, right?
Yeah. Who would be your guys' favorite character if you could pick? Mine would
tough.
probably be Brad Dourif. George C. Scott is like right up there with him.
It's one of those two, right?
Right.
I mean, you could weird stretch and be like, oh, I like this one old lady. Like, okay, but like honestly, it's these two guys are stealing the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The wall crawler.
Dyer's great too. I mean, he's not.
His
Yeah,
friend,
Dyer's
the
great too.
priest.
Yeah.
He's not on their relationship is a huge part of like the beginning of the movie working, or really the whole movie working, because it's Hinderman's sadness after it. A scene that we didn't mention is them the draining of the blood into the cups.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like you can see like, oh, that's the same brain that came up with the the cross in the fucking, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's the same guy, but he's just matured and a little bit more methodical about it. Like that was cool. That was dope as hell.
It doesn't work though when you do see the killer just run after the nurse with the big scissors, because I'm like, wait, I thought he drained the blood first so that he didn't make a mess. But
Right.
whatever.
Oh, how about when the one girl gets her head pulled away, right?
Oh, yeah,
she's
barely
about to get
missed-
scissors.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
always think that she gets killed there, bro, because it's just
Yeah.
so like I thought them
That's
suckers
good.
would have grazed it, at least cut her neck, or like just did a little cut, because them suckers got close.
And I love the little scene with him and the priest in the hospital before he dies, where he brings him the cheeseburger or whatever.
May
He's
the
like,
shorts be with you.
yeah, and he's like, eat half of it, and he's like,
What's the
Oh,
other
dude.
half made of?
yeah, he's like,
Oh, yeah.
space, where you're from, and just like little stupid things like that, because he's like that funny, grumpy old guy.
Mhm.
And then the scene when they're eating in the restaurant, and he's telling him about the kid's body that he found and what was done to him, like that
Yeah, that
priest's
was good.
reaction was
Mhm.
freaking amazing. And then
Yeah.
did you guys notice at one point it looked like they had put a Joker head?
Oh
on
my
Jesus?
god, I'm so glad
Yeah.
you brought that up.
Totally the
Dude,
Joker face.
I
man.
paused.
Yeah, it
There's
was.
no way that isn't the Joker face. Like
It
100%.
totally is.
Yeah, it was
100%.
totally.
It's just some fucking toy or statue or something, right? And they just like,
Yeah.
we'll put that on there. That's creepy. Paint it.
I'm so glad you brought. I actually wrote that down, but I didn't look at it.
There are a lot of cameos in this movie, including the Joker.
It was crazy. There was
DC tie-in.
I have a
I-
theory, dude. I was gonna bring this up in the last movie. Before I watched this movie, I was gonna say that I think that Father Dyer, and I think Blatty knows this. I think the actor that played Dyer knows this, but I think he's playing a gay priest. And just from next time you watch the first Exorcist, he's playing the piano and he's like, I
Yes.
want to play on Broadway. And I was just like, I remember laughing. I'm like, oh shit, it's a gay
Yeah.
priest. And then they never like brought it up. And I'm like, oh, maybe
He's
he's
reading
not
the
supposed
fashion magazine, man.
yeah, and then in this one,
Yeah.
if you can't get the fashion anywhere else, I'm like, dude, he's definitely gay. But it was like a
Bring
What-
me some
queer
more
code.
magazines.
yeah.
Bring me some more.
I love that, and I love that when he's like my imagination of me in heaven is me headlining for God, and he's like, and they love me. And,
Yeah.
I always thought that too. I love too the doctor who played the Herschel guy who plays one of the doctors, when he's like putting the cigarette out all weird. I don't know if he's like possessed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
took
was a
him
weird
forever to
stretch
put
too.
it out.
He's
He's like-
doing that. And
It's like
he,
practicing his lines.
yeah, and he looks at it like, because he's got the lines that Dourif wrote out for him.
I did enjoy his scene with the old lady that kind of established that these people couldn't possibly have done this on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when she was like, "Oh, you're the guy who fixes the radios, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Fix it," and he's like, "I can't," or "I'll try to fix it," or something. She was like,
You called
"I
him on
should
the
have
shit.
known you wasn't the radio man.
Yeah.
I'm holding the
It's the
telephone."
That was
telephone.
great. That was great.
Checked
That
his
was
ass
good.
real quick.
Yeah.
The
I could
other
have handled
part-
it. I would have been like, listen here, woman. There ain't nothing there. I'd like break the I'd be like,
no,
you're
and he handled
wrong.
it. He
Yeah.
handled it well, and it established his kindness, like you said, and established
Even
that
too,
that lady wasn't. She couldn't have done this.
Yeah,
Even
and that's
with
why
the
when he-
fingerprints
when he-
being there.
When he flips out, it stands out because he is a good dude who's trying to do the right thing. Like that whole
Right.
speech at the end, he's like, I believe in slime and I believe in this and all that. I'd be like, bruh, like that's amazing.
God, he believes
That's good
in
stuff.
death and
Yeah.
like grounded stuff. I like too when he first walks in to the crazy place, and she's like, "Are you my son?" And he's like, "I'd be proud to be." And she's like,
Mhm.
"You're not my son."
right.
I'm
Right.
like, God damn.
Right after that is like scene I was just gonna bring up when we've got my boy Blue from Old School goes up and
Oh,
he
the
flashes
world.
the lady.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
cracked me
That
up
was
so
funny.
fucking hard.
He's like zooming around the entire place quick as hell
Yeah.
and just brake checking everyone.
The scene that really was creepy to me, like creeped me out a little bit, was the scene with the priest, the father, where he was taking the confession, and you hear the voice
yeah,
on the
the
other
talking.
end and
Mhm.
Yeah.
talking about how they murdered or whatever, because that voice sounded like Reagan from The Exorcist
It
Part
did.
1. That voice sounded just
Yeah.
right, just like it, and I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah, that was
I
great.
caught vibes right there." You know what I mean? That was good.
Yeah, it was creepy when he like inhabits that the old lady. They just have those creepy witch voices, you know.
Yeah.
Or you almost feel like they might not even had to, you know, lower her voice or anything, you know. That was just probably her.
Yeah, that laugh. That laugh at the end is so creepy.
Yeah, there's some definitely great stuff in it, man. I understand, you know, anyone who has some flaws in it because you know it you know it takes a little time and it's a little
They
slow.
should have just called it Legion
Mm.
and took out everything from The Exorcist, all the tie-ins or whatever. But you know, you could explain that this is a priest that you used to know when you were younger or whatever. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be Damien Karras. It could have just been, oh, I know this guy like
Yeah,
back in the days. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be dead.
because if they would have just called it Legion, they wouldn't have probably forced Blatty to do all that ending with the Exorcist and everything. Because I feel like they're like, no, it's called the Exorcist, so there has to be an exorcism in it. You know what I mean?
Right. Although that was a good, pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, when they stick him on the wall and then his skin just peels off.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's awesome.
That's probably the gory. That's probably the most.
Yeah, they build up to it though, right? There's so much of it's in your head, you know, in your imagination, what you're putting there, and then they start showing you just a little bit, man.
Yeah,
Most of the movies we like and review, you know, that is just a little bit what they do at the end of this. You know, they're like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
that's a little tease. Then we're gonna just,
right.
which we like that too.
Heck yeah. But so I guess does anyone else have anything they want to throw in before we get into the rating?
Oh, did we all say our oh, everybody said Brad
Oh,
Dourif
I
is
know.
basically their favorite character.
I didn't know because I think we started talking about something else.
Yeah,
Robbie's was Brad Dourif, right? Verno.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
one of the two, man.
I would actually go with George C. Scott. I kind of
Yeah.
enjoyed him more. Dourif was more over the top, which I mean, Dourif had moments that I didn't like more than Hinderman. George C. Scott.
Yeah. What about you, Phable?
yeah, I would say Brad Dourif, just because I mean his acting chops are just insane in this movie.
And he's so young too. That's why
Yeah.
it's like him kind of going
Oh.
with George C. Scott, who was just a
Right.
legend at that point. Which
Yeah.
I give him credit for that. Which I feel like maybe that's why he's like, I gotta bring it, bro, because I'm going with George C. Scott right now. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I do like the weird stretch nurse. Now that I think of it more and more, I like her scenes.
What about you, Steph?
The best friend, the priest.
Nice.
Dyer.
There.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish we would have got a little bit
A
more
little bit more, yeah.
him and George C. Scott. I wish they would have maybe killed him like halfway through. Maybe it is halfway through. I don't know. But it's definitely I love it, man. I love all the kills and stuff. I don't know. So I love the Zodiac and everything, and it kind of gives me vibes of that. But you know, with the church stuff going on with it. But it's one I gotta be in the mode for, man. It's not one I can just throw on at all times. But I do have fun with it. I always love detective stories though.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling Perry would say Brad Dourif. So Perry, what was your favorite? Who was your favorite character in the movie?
I was the guy who I thought was gonna die the whole time. With the high blood pressure. the
Kinderman?
George C.
detective.
Scott.
Yeah, that guy was awesome, man. And
Right.
yeah, the guy who Brad.
Yeah,
It's like a tie between the two of those. Those two of those characters were like awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, they it was their movie, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, if anyone in the comments has seen The Exorcist 3, definitely throw your rating down below in the comments so we know what you guys thought about the movie. You know how we go 1 to 5 slips or 1 to 5 exorcisms, as Jamie would say. You know. Steph, we'll start with you and then come back around. What did you think? What do you want to give this one, my brother?
I was gonna give this 2.5, but because you guys' passion has sold me on it, I'll give it a solid 3 out of 5.
For sure. Hey, our passion shouldn't do it. It's whatever you think, my brother.
Yeah, man. Why you got to bend like that? Come on.
Fable, my brother. What did you think?
Yeah, I'll stick with that original one. 2.5 slips.
2.5.
2.5
You got a
slips.
3.
Yeah.
Are you sticking at 3, Steph, or 2.5?
I'll stick at 3.
All right.
Maybe upon a second viewing now.
Yeah,
See something
you never
else.
know. Hey, maybe
Second viewing, I'll bring it back down to a
Yeah.
2.5.
maybe second viewing you like it less. You never know how it's gonna go. But yeah. Perry, my brother, what are you gonna give this one?
I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5.
Woo!
For me, yeah. I wanna buy
Nice.
this Blu-ray. I wanna see
Dude.
like those bonus features and
That's
the
dope, brother.
commentary.
And the director's cut?
Yeah. I thought it was really cool. I really did.
Hell yeah, dude.
5 for me.
I'm really happy that you did enjoy it, my man. And especially
Yeah.
for first viewing. I'm really glad you were able to make it, man. Especially because
I'm gonna have a reaction out on that, so
Oh,
I
really?
gotta find
Nice.
some time. Yeah, maybe next week.
Definitely go check that out next week when my boy Perry puts that up.
Let's get it.
But yeah, dude, I was so glad that all you guys could come. As always, man, it's a great fucking show. Verno, my brother, what do you want to give this one?
I'm thinking really freaking hard over here, man. I'm gonna go with a 4 because the story doesn't do it for me. Like I never really did like I don't feel the fear. Like it doesn't get me that way just yet. But but the performances are like top notch, some of the best that you'll ever see. But and yeah, I think it's shot really well. It's dope as hell. But I don't want to go 4, 5, or 5. I'll go 4. I'll go 4.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Robbie, my brother, what are we thinking on this one today?
Man, I really, really just want to say 5, but at the same time, it does have its issues. 5. 5 you digs.
I fucking
5
knew
you
it.
digs. I love this movie. This movie's like freaking awesome.
Wow, and you gave
I love it.
Exorcist a 5 too.
I think I like it just as much, man. It's a different movie though. This is more
Yeah,
like
it
psychological thriller type thing.
Right.
With the bend and a connection. That's how I view it, right? It's like a story set in the world that The Exorcist took place, and it's kind of connected a little bit, but I really like it. I mean, for what it is, standing on its own, whether it was called Legion or Exorcist 3, this film, 5. I love it.
I feel like Steph is gonna think the same, whatever he thinks now. I feel like he was thinking that it was gonna be like The Exorcist, so that threw him off. But I think he's gonna still think it's about a 3.25 or whatever he says. But I am interested whenever you do decide to rewatch it. Let me know if you change your mind at all on it. Because hey, I don't think you guys, Phable, you do not disappoint me by saying you're not that big of a fan. I want you to be honest with me.
Listen, there's movies that I do love that are 2.5 movies. Straight up.
Exactly.
That's
bro.
a fact.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But,
Exactly.
If I had
they're
to
not
judge,
all winners, bro. They're
Right.
not all winners.
if I had to judge this on, all the qualities, the writing, the directing, the cinematography, set design, acting, everything, that's that. Maybe the acting pushes it to a 3 or whatever. But there's movies that are worse than this that I love more than this.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Raul Julia. I gave that 5 you digs. Come on.
Oh man.
Can you really trust my scale? Come on.
Exactly.
I know.
Don't listen to me.
All fucked up. Oh my god. So yeah, I do love this one. I don't know if I could say like I love it as much as the original. So I'd probably be more at like a 4 where Verno's at, to be honest, because it's just not one that I go back and rewatch as much as the original. As much as I do love the detective vibe and it being totally different. Some days that maybe on my mood, maybe I like it just as much as the original because they are like totally different movies. But I feel like a 4 is pretty damn safe, and 8 out of 10 that's I feel like that on a good day I could always stick at a 4.
Right.
And I do enjoy it. It's just not one that I feel like I have not watched The Exorcist 3 nearly as much as I have the original. I still think the third one is great. I love Brad Dourif. I love George C. Scott. It's just one that I gotta, it's one I feel like I really gotta sit down and watch. It's not one that I can just throw on. Like I could just throw The Exorcist on in the background. You know what I mean? Like I know that kind of sounds fucked up, I know,
was
but
about
you
to
know,
say, The Exorcist
I
to
couldn't.
me is a high, it's a high quality movie, but not one that I throw on all the time.
yeah,
That
I'll
makes
put it
sense.
like this: I didn't put it on for my fiance to watch. Like I knew she wasn't gonna like it, and she liked The Exorcist to a degree. You know what I mean? Like I get that. It's a different kind of movie. It's extra slow.
Right.
You don't get those
yeah.
mid-movie payoffs that you get in The Exorcist, those extreme moments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm thinking right now? What I'm thinking? I think I like The Exorcist 3 more than Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
I think I like it as much as I like Manhunter. I think Manhunter edges it just a little bit.
You like Manhunter better than Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, of course, bro. That's a superior film.
For sure.
Michael Mann, come on. Michael Manhunter Man.
Hell yeah. So Bobby D gave it a 3 slips. 1 for the Father, 1 for the Son, and 1 for the Holy
No,
Ghost. Brother
Bobby's
Joe
the
gave
man,
it
bro.
2 slips. 2 slips when you digs and 4 backlogs for a 69. 3 skips only because Perry convinced.
Yeah, he is. He's hell yeah. I get
4
that.
slippy logs. And 4 slips from Kirby. What up, Count Von? And yeah, so I gave it a 4. Robbie gave it a 5. Verno gave it a 4. Steph gave it a 3. Phable gave it a 2.5, and Perry gave it a 5. So I mean, that's definitely an average score of 4.69, dude.
It could be more 3.69 actually.
No,
And that seems about like what you hear out there. It has really mixed reviews. There's people that say it's the best. There's people that don't like it. So this makes perfect sense.
Yeah, this is an accurate sampling. Then,
definitely.
right?
Yeah, because I've heard people say they love it just as much, or if not more than The Exorcist. Some people don't, but I think it's a definitely for a third movie, it's a good one, man. But it does drag at times.
It's no Dream Warriors though. Come on, let's just
There
get that.
you go. That's a perfect example of what I was saying. Dream Warriors may be worse than this movie. But I love Dream Warriors so much. Like that's a movie I could put on in the background.
Right. Hell yeah.
Out to all the time.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
God. That's not gonna win any Emmys or whatever writing award.
Right.
Great movie.
I left it at my house, but I finally found the Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors t-shirt at Walmart.
Nice.
Awesome, bro. So dude, check your local Walmarts, bro, because it's
just found one myself.
Did you? Dude.
Congratulations, 50 other people on your block
I
have
know.
the same shirt.
50 other badasses on my block.
Yeah.
You know what nobody on your block has? Slumber Party Massacre 2 t-shirt.
Nice.
All right. Hey, they don't got this though. Army of Darkness. So
no, I got you all beat. I got the Poetic Justice Tupac shirt.
Hell yeah.
I did see that at Walmart, but it was like a different shirt.
Yeah,
they do have a Poetic Justice shirt at Walmart.
What?
Janet Jackson one.
I swear to God.
I think Janet Jackson with her hat is on it.
Dude, no, Dylan, you were saying it like you can't pass them up. $6 for a Nightmare on Elm Street shirt. It's like, whatever. I'll have to get 1 or 2.
People have them. Exactly, bro. They're so cheap, and I like want to grab 2 of them just because it's like I wear them around the house, if anything, or wear them for a stream. I don't care.
I wear all my shirts around the house.
Right, me too. But I don't care. Bro. Like I love them, bro. And a lot of times, bro, like those shirts from Fright Rags are like $30 a piece, and I can't always afford them. So I'd rather have 20 awesome Walmart t-shirts, and I'll grab one of those awesome Fright Rag shirts every.
I'm not attacking you, bro.
I know.
It's okay.
I know you're
not. Okay.
I know.
I was just really excited about my Slumber Party Massacre 2 shirt.
Dude, I'm excited for it too.
Yeah, look at that. It's got pink. It's got pink.
Yeah, I like the pink lettering.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
badass.
This is dope.
Let me see the picture. The mic's in the way. Ooh, that's sick.
Oh yeah.
That is sick.
Yeah.
Nice color
Yeah.
contrast.
I know, man.
So before we get out of here, has anyone got anything for show and tell? I sadly don't because I'm I was hoping my
I do.
4K would have been here by then, but it has not made it yet.
I got some
And
quick
next week,
3 things I guess I could show off.
I got a few.
sick.
I think that's really cool.
First thing, I picked up Guardians of the Galaxy video
Nice.
That shit
game.
is awesome.
Oh
I can't
yeah.
wait to play it.
You know, they're coming out with these Marvel games. The Miles Morales and the Spider-Man ones were great. I hear this one is great as well.
I
Not
actually,
It's like a movie.
Yeah, not
Oh,
from the same
wow.
team as Miles Morales, but they
it's the
still
same.
knocked it out of the park. Yeah,
It's
because
the
I
same
heard,
team that did Avengers game.
yeah,
No
well,
way.
that game wasn't
No.
that great,
Yeah,
But-
that game was.
but this one I heard is really good. And I
Yeah.
saw like a little video of like a scene where they're fighting and they're playing "Take on Me" in the background,
Yeah,
which is
That's dope.
Yeah, the
freaking
music is
ridiculous.
yeah.
awesome.
I heard
Yeah,
the
so-
music, the soundtrack is incredible.
Glad I picked this up. Oh, $25 on
Wow.
Amazon
Wow.
for
I
Black
know,
Friday.
I
Let me
just
tell you,
I was gonna buy it.
Crazy.
I just don't play video games that much anymore. But I did because my girl.
trying to get back into it. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get back into it a little bit.
I am too. My girl's got
Oh.
a PS4, so I bought the Spider-Man Game of the Year because I
Nice.
never got to
Oh,
play it. I was
That
gonna.
game
Oh,
is
that's a
sick.
great game, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But God of War is only $9.99 right now. I passed
Damn.
on it, but because
What?
I just
Damn.
don't have a chance to play anymore, so I was like,
Nah,
Spider-Man's
man.
good for now.
That's a
Yeah.
I would recommend that to any video game player, whether you like Spider-Man, superheroes or not. It's a great
Right.
game. Period.
Yeah, the Spider-Man.
The next
Gotta
thing I
work it.
picked up, you guys know that I love Transformers, so I always wanted to get all of Soundwave's cassettes, and I finally got all of Soundwave's cassettes with this
Hell yeah.
last
Nice.
purchase right here.
Nice.
Dude,
Hasbro knows what they're doing. They split these guys up into 3 different packs, and you
wasn't
know,
that like $30 you told me you spent on that?
$30 for this little thing.
That's crazy.
Isn't that
Damn.
crazy? I mean, look, this is small, guys. I
Right.
tell you, it's small. It's small.
Do they have more of
what I
those
said.
Universal Monster ones?
Yeah,
Because I saw
they
you
will.
posted that Dracula.
Well, that was my last show and tell. Was the
Oh,
Dracula's
dude, that's
Universal Monsters
so glad you showed
crossover,
that.
Yeah, that's
which
dope.
has an awesome, you see him. I don't know if you guys could see this too good, but he's got an awesome face sculpt, and he's got like a tuxedo colored like body there, which is awesome.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah.
Yeah, and then on the back, it's supposed to be like a VHS, like a doofy giant VHS.
Oh
when
yeah,
when you do it this way, you get the
Oh,
the
that's awesome.
Dracula tape thing, and it's rewinded, guys. And it's
Right.
rewinded. I don't know
Be
if you,
kind.
yeah. And as you can see there, he turns into this cool bat, and he comes with a little cape, and then he drapes on
That's
himself.
sick.
So, yeah,
That's fine.
really
Dope.
dope. That's it. That's all I got.
Did they do any other the horror guys, or was it just
Not yet.
Dracula?
This was
Not
the
yet,
first
that's
one.
the only
Yeah.
one? Oh yeah.
But I assume they're gonna do it because they have the Universal Monsters
Right.
logo. So
I peeped the Monsters logo.
yeah.
I'm sure there's no way they're not gonna do them all. Who else had any? Perry, did you have anything?
I mean, I got this from Amazon today.
Let's
Got a
see.
Post-it
Ooh.
and a Sharpie. So like when I'm on my desk and I have an idea for something, I could just write it, and I go like this, and I put it right here on my monitor. And now I don't
like
forget because I'm looking at it all day.
Ooh,
Nice.
Like,
This is a great idea.
That's
That's
It's
awesome.
awesome, man. I'm just
Amazon?
like,
Amazon.com?
Post-its,
it was
baby.
same day delivery.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
They
You
just
can't
picked that
beat
shit
it.
up from an Office Depot down the street.
Amazon's paying them to plug them.
Steph, did you have anything, my brother?
No.
So that's all I got.
I got some stuff in the mail from Dynamic Forces that I won that I can
Oh,
show
nice.
you guys.
Ooh, nice.
Let's see what you got, my brother.
I got says it's Witchblade Millennium. I don't know, signed by Joe Jusko. I don't know if you guys
Is it-
actually are familiar with that.
Look
Is
at
it a
that.
card
man.
or like
It's a card.
branch? Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then this is pretty kick ass. It's a kick ass card.
Yeah.
It says,
played.
"Congratulations, you receive a limited edition, a piece of the costume featuring authentic costume material worn by Kick-Ass." So a
Wow.
little piece of the costume in it. That's pretty dope.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then Robbie, you have to tell me what this is if you know what this is. A virgin cover to some comic book. Anybody know what that is?
It's a Red Sonja book.
Red
Well, there
Sonja.
you go. Okay. That's what I got. So
That's
hell yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's very awesome. I won 2 of these. All you guys got to do is go comment on what video, Robbie?
Oh yeah, the comic collectibles preview show with Rex
Boom.
from Dynamite over at Pop Culture
Mondays?
Philophers.
There you go.
Well, the Friday show that I drop, you comment on that video, and I announce that winner on Monday. And if you're in the chat on Monday, we announce a winner on Friday. So there's 2 chances to win each week.
Ah, okay.
I've won twice.
Wow.
Really?
Verno's won twice.
Verno's cheating.
He shows some awesome books too. That statue that he was showing on, I think it was your Monday show. That was
yeah.
awesome.
Didn't like Manny win one, TM won one,
Yeah.
right?
All you got to do
Yeah.
is comment. Not too many people are commenting, so the chances are pretty good.
I commented again today.
I saw.
What is it? What's the page? Dynamic Forces, you said?
It's called Pop Culture Philosophers, the page that we're talking about.
He's an up and coming guy.
You're the one that's been giving all the gifts out?
No, Dynamite/Dynamic Forces gives it away. I just
That's
facilitate it.
Oh, that's why you were throwing me off. Okay.
Anyway.
Robbie, what you got, my brother?
Well, I've been collecting these EC archives because they've been doing them in softcover. So, I've already had the Tales
They
from the
look
Crypt.
gorgeous, man.
Yeah, they are. They're really nice. And I've got the Vault of Horror.
Ooh.
But I just also recently picked up the Haunt of Fear, Volume 1.
Have you read any of them yet?
I'm reading through the first Tales of the Crypt right now.
I want to know
And-
what you think's the best.
Just got this one. Well, apparently they get better as it goes.
Oh.
But shock suspense stories.
Wow.
Look at that crazy cover. It's like the KKK or some
Right?
shit.
That's what I was
That's
Oh,
wow.
for sure.
I wasn't going to say it.
All right. Trying to rebuild my Daniel Klaus collection because I found out that the upcoming Complete 8-Ball, I found out that when the Daniel Klaus stuff from 8-Ball was put in the graphic novel form, he kind of like reformatted it. So I got my copy of Pusey.
Ooh.
If you're not familiar with Daniel Klaus' work, he's the cat that did Ghost World, and which also came from 8-Ball. But Pusey, this is about a comic book artist, his life story. He's got a really sad, weird kind of bit. But there is like a velvet glove cast in iron. That's from the pages of. He's a really cool, weird artist, man. But the writing is really good on those books. And I picked these up today. A complete run of Hulk 2099. Look at this.
Nice.
Issue number 1.
Wow.
Number 2. Look, that's an Adam Kubert cover.
I was just gonna say,
Wow.
yeah, Kubert, baby.
3,
Nice.
4,
What?
5. And look, I don't know what's going
wow.
on in that cover.
Oh
Like
my
that
God.
shoulder. That's something weird.
It's just like
I've
the
never
street
seen Hulk
shark.
2099.
6, 7. Look at that one.
Wow.
8, 9 with my man Victor. Coolest thing about Doom 2099, it's still Victor. Everybody else is
Oh,
like
no
new
shit.
versions, but it's still Victor. He goes to the future and just takes over. And there's the last one. Just randomly came in the shop. They were just, bargain bin stuff. And I was like, you know what?
Oh yeah.
I can see me doing a Marvel in the 90s on Hulk 2099.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was gonna
Marvel
say,
in the
we should do
2090s.
that. Is that the new
It
leather?
never
It's
moves
brilliant.
past
You
that
really
one-
should do that, dude.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
longest year
Marvel
ever.
in the 2090s. I love
Marvel in
it.
the
That would be
2090s.
hot.
Is that the new Leatherface Funko behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I want to pick that one up.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that one's dope, bro. I want to. Is that the chase?
No.
Yeah, I didn't know because
The
it's
chase is like bloody or I don't know what the
Oh,
difference
it
is.
has some blood on it, so I thought it was. For
I don't know what the difference is, but that was just a regular one, I think.
Nice. Well, the only thing I got, because I actually do have it here since I'm at my girl's house, is I was saying I really wish I picked up the Guardians of the Galaxy. I was debating on it, but I've been dying to play this since it came out on PS4, and I've always just had Xbox, so
Yes.
Nice.
Let's
Hell yeah.
go. I
It went
just
to
ordered
dope
Miles
game.
Morales today too.
That's such
Yeah.
man.
That's awesome.
That's a great game.
I was gonna get the Miles Morales, but I heard that they're kind of different gameplays, and I really wanted to play the
Nah,
Peter
Miles
Parker
is
one
just more
first.
of a continuation of that game,
Yeah,
but I would definitely play that game first
that's
for
right.
sure.
And then, dude,
Yeah.
I got it for $16.99. I actually got him to go down a couple
Yeah.
bucks on it, so it's I'm definitely hyped to check it out, bro. No
Oh,
doubt.
Yeah.
It's a ton of
Oh,
fun.
there's no disc in there, dude.
No, yeah, it's in the game. It's in the.
Oh, it's in the
They actually-
PlayStation already.
dude, they
I was
actually-
like, yo, they didn't give you a game.
That's
Yeah,
why
no,
it's
they
such a
put it-
discount.
They put the disc in this and then just put it in, but it's in the PS4 because I was
Okay.
playing it already.
It's a fun
Yeah,
game.
I wouldn't have let him
Yeah.
get away with that. Best believe. But yeah, bro. So I was playing that, and dude, it's a fun ass game, no doubt. Just swinging around, bro. You can swing around for fucking hours.
Oh
bro.
yeah. And the
uh,
story is really good too. The Doc Ock and Mr.
Yeah.
Negative and the Feast. What is the place called?
Mr. Negative would be dope.
Feast,
Yeah.
yeah.
Feast. That's what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have that in the game.
Now
It's
they're
awesome.
Now they're supposed to interpret that into some of the new Spider. Like Feast is supposed to. I
Right.
think they were in the last Spider-Man when Spider-Man was doing some charity work, and they're going to be in this one. Like Aunt May works, like
Yeah.
does work.
And
with-
Miles is in that game. And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
that's his
You
origin.
get to play as him.
That's his
Yeah.
origin
really?
in that game. Yeah, they
Mhm.
go in
I'm
his
wondering,
backstory for his version
Just
of
be
that
warned.
game. Like,
You're zipping around, you're flying, you're whipping webs around, and it's a ton of fun. And then, like, they feel the need to, like, all right, well, we better go from MJ's perspective for a while. And then you got to
Really?
walk around,
Yeah,
and
sneak
do
around.
clues, and it sucks. And then you got to do some Miles stuff where you're just sneaking around because it's pre him being Spider-Man. It goes
Yeah.
from so fast to so slow, and then you're Peter Parker, and you're in there, you're messing with stuff under the microscope and doing science shit.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
was already
Like,
doing some of
so
that,
it-
and I was like, "This is not that great."
Right. If you could skip that stuff, it would be 100 times better.
I think you can skip some of it, like, but I'm not.
yeah, you don't have to do a lot of it.
but
But it's good. It's good.
I heard
And there's a comic you can read that ties into this game after this game's over.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember
Just
when
like
that was coming
3
out.
minis.
Yeah.
I read a novel based in this world. I forgot about that till you said that, and it was fire. I swear, I forgot. I was way into this.
The main reason I decided to, obviously, you should just go with this one first, I guess, because if it's a continuation. But some people were saying this is better than the Miles Morales. Like they're both dope, but Miles Morales.
Well, Miles is
coverage.
more like
An add-on
like
or something.
yeah, sort of like a DLC that they just expanded and made it a game because it was so long already.
yeah.
Right.
Why not
That's
just
and I also that some people were saying it was short, but I'm sure they're gonna have more DLC packs for it in time.
yeah.
But that's another thing I heard about Guardians that people say it was awesome, but it was a little short. So
Yeah.
I'm sure, bro. Like in
Long
time, like, I got
quality.
this. Like I'll get Guardians of the Galaxy in like a year when it's fucking 15 or something. But I do
And that-
definitely.
Guardians is
that
like a
same
good like
team-
15-hour game. Like a solid
15
15-hour
hours.
game, which isn't bad
You
if you're
already
picking it
did.
up
It's
for
not bad,
20
yeah,
bucks.
but they don't
Yeah,
have
20 bucks is
to
not
set
bad.
the length anymore,
I
man.
paid 65 for that. Like if I paid like regular price for that, and it was only 15 hours, I'd be pissed, bro.
I could see him doing
Well,
DLC, which I mean, you're still spending more
there's-
money, but yeah.
A lot of games like
This one,
Wolfenstein. I beat Wolfenstein in 12 hours. I was like, damn, I just paid $60 for this.
Damn.
But then I
Which
was like,
one?
I enjoyed not
Was
the
it the
last one that came out, the
Youngbloods?
one before that.
Oh, 2? Okay.
Right, yeah.
Oh, 2 was badass. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
shit.
but
If you
know,
could wait, if you can wait, which is hard to do, right?
always
'Cause
get
you want
around
to play
stuff.
these games.
I didn't have a
Yeah.
PS4, so I had no choice.
Most of
Same.
the time, I don't pay more than $30 for my games because
Yeah.
I don't get them day one.
Yeah,
Very
right.
rarely. I
I
used
can't
to get them
afford
day
I
one.
can't afford
but
it
now-
either.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
But and then the
It's
other
always
thing is
games.
most of the time if you buy it for 60 Fable, we won't end up playing it for like a few months anyways. And by the time you end
Yeah.
up playing it, it's
My
gone.
backlog,
backlog?
is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're just so busy as is, But I'm glad I waited because you know what? This it's the Game of the Year edition, and it comes with
All the DLC.
it comes with some of the DLC, and it's brand new, so I got the
Yeah.
DLC code in there. There might be one DLC I'm missing. I'm not sure. It says
Yeah.
Marvel Spider-Man, The City That Never Sleeps DLC with additional missions and challenges. So I'm sure it just has one of the DLCs. I bet you there's
Yeah.
a couple more. But the suit, I always thought the suit, I was like, I'm not really feeling
grows
it.
on you.
The game, It's
Yeah.
fucking
But
sick.
dude, what's so dope
Yeah.
about it is the suits that you could unlock. You could unlock a
Yeah.
suit that he looks like damn Dicko Spider-Man. It looks amazing. Like,
Mhm.
Spider-Verse,
You
Spider-Man.
hell yeah.
yeah, you could Toby Maguire Spider-Man suit.
Hell yeah.
That's what I rocked the whole time. But I will say, like, there's a shitload of suits, but like 80% of them kind of suck. There's like 5 of them that are actually pretty damn dope.
Yeah. I'm sure just for some of the classic the classic
In
Iron
the-
Spider suit, the
in
Marvel
the
suit.
Miles one, they have the Enter the Spider-Verse suit. So he
Oh,
actually
Looks like-
like moves
yeah.
like Enter the Spider-Verse. You know how it has that stop motion quality to it?
Yeah.
He swings
Really?
through the city like that, like in
That's
some
sick.
weird glitchy kind of way.
Because
Like,
Miles has
awesome, dude.
Miles has different powers too. He has like the photon blast or whatever.
The Venom stand, yeah.
I hear like the fighting stance or the gameplay is a little bit different in the Miles Morales. So, but I wanna beat this and then probably get Guardians. I think, but I wanted to pick up God of War because it was $9.99, and I think
That's worth it.
Worth it.
because that was
Oh,
another
yeah.
one I never got to play. So now, whenever I'm sure they'll do another deal soon, but I want to pick up God of War for $9.99. That would be totally. I played all 3 when I was a kid, and I literally was gonna get a PS4 just because of God of War and Spider-Man were coming out. But they were like a year out. So I was like, why am I gonna get a PS4 and the only 2 games I want, I'm gonna have to wait a whole year. So I ended up getting an Xbox because my brothers have Xboxes. So I was like, we can game share. I don't gotta if we want a game instead of doing 60, we go 30 a piece and we share everything. We just get it digital. Ends up they break their Xboxes and I have to give them my Xbox. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Come on. I'm like, damn, bro. Well, hopefully one day if they get an Xbox, the new Xbox, I'll get mine back. But I'm happy my girl got the PS4 though, because I fucking am so happy to finally play this. I was dying for years. Like I hate a PS4 exclusive, especially like Spider-Man. It's like, come on. Especially because the Avengers game was a little let down too. And then I was like, Spider-Man, it's not like Spider-Man. I'm like, I wish I knew.
Dude, you know what's funny? They released a Spider-Man DLC for that Avengers game.
I heard.
Everybody is
PS4.
making so much fun of it because the way he controls and looks nothing compared to the game you got right there.
I heard.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And I heard though that you could only get the Spider-Man character on PS4. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So that was
Sony exclusive. Yeah.
that sucked, man. But yeah, man. So, dude, awesome stream. I'm so happy. I forgot to even tell Robbie what the hell movie we're doing next week, and I
You did.
didn't even figure it out myself. Maybe you guys should talk about
Sleepaway Camp.
No, it's gotta be Christmas.
Yeah, I've been rewatching Harry Potter. I'm about to watch a 3rd one right now.
Dude, I would love.
It's such a good movie.
Dude, my fiance
so
just
good.
has the whole thing on rotation, like literally, like for weeks now, just constantly.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch I'm early into it, but I got to watch a shit ton of Bond films for the podcast return in January.
James,
Really?
I'm gonna start doing Bond films.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've watched
After
2
my
so
army.
far. I mean, I've watched them all except for the newest one, but I'm building up to. I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife yesterday.
How was that?
Did
I didn't
you?
really like it.
Really?
It has moments of charm and it's okay, but it's kind of like it's the Force Awakens of the Ghostbusters universe.
I was just gonna ask, I was gonna say Marvel. It looks like the Marvel movie Ghostbusters.
Well,
that real
when
commercial blockbuster Disney style.
Yeah, but when I say it's the Force Awakens, what I mean is it's literally the same fucking plot as the first movie. Like same threat, same plot, same setup. Like, are you serious? Like, just something different? Like, I don't know. Instead of Slimer, it's another ghost that eats a bunch of shit called Muncher.
Shut up, Muncher.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
they could have tried harder there.
You know what I do want to review, even though it's only like 25 minutes, the freaking Christmas episode from Tales from the Crypt. I think it's like All Through the Night, it's called.
I don't have Tales from the Crypt. Is that on something? It'd be on HBO Max, right?
No, it's not on there.
don't
But
have
it's
HBO.
it's the first episode, so you could buy it for like $2 on Amazon. But it would just be
I'm gonna
something.
buy a
like-
fucking random episode
Why
digitally.
not?
Hey, by the way, the way you can buy movies digitally,
the
that's kind of
podcast.
like an NFT.
Right. I was just gonna say,
Oh,
what if
It
you
is
get an
an
NFT? No, well, you can't sell it though.
You can't sell it,
You
that's the
can't
only
piece it
difference,
off
yeah.
and sell it. You can sell your password.
It'd be nice if you could sell your used digital, like like your comics, right, Verno? If you could sell, you know what? Like I own Split because at the time it was the only way to watch it. We were covering it when Glass was about to come out. I had to pay $10, so I own Split. I don't remember if it's on YouTube or on Amazon, but on one of these platforms, I own Split.
So, I'm thinking either Better Watch Out or the Black Christmas 2005.
Well,
I'm
pick
thinking
one.
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas
2005.
2005. Not yeah.
You got it. Is it streaming somewhere?
I don't know. I own it on Amazon.
I
So
do not. Oh,
I'm
you own
pretty
it
sure
on
it's on-
Amazon?
Yeah.
What is it? Like an NFT?
yeah.
I think it's on HBO.
I don't have HBO.
Black Christmas. HBO Max. I thought you
Yeah.
did.
I don't know if it's on HBO Max, but it might be on Hulu. But I don't know if he doesn't have HBO.
That's
If
the
he-
one they call Black Xmas, right?
Yeah.
2006. Okay.
They
On
have
Tubi.
they
On
have
Tubi.
it is because okay, I knew they had it somewhere because they have the shitty 2019 Black Christmas and we don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
But I do want to do Better Watch Out, so that will probably be the one after Black
Nice.
because that's a good one. But I want to start it off right, and Black Christmas is fucking
Black
gnarly,
Christmas.
bro.
I'm excited. I haven't seen this one. You speak so highly of it, Dylan. And I'm such a fan of the original. So
Bro, but just be prepared that it can be a little wonky. You know what I mean? But don't go in like low expectations. I feel like you should go in, even though I hype it up. But I've watched it since I was a kid. It's not the original. It's like
you're already making excuses, bro. Don't do this. to me.
it's fucking wild though, bro.
Okay.
It's so much fun because it gets a little bit more into like the backstory of the killer. So
Okay.
I'm interested to know what you think. I think you're gonna enjoy it though.
I'm interested to know what I think too.
Hell yeah. But dude, thank you guys for coming tonight. I don't know if you guys want to plug anything before we get out of here. And then I thank the chat for coming. Perry, you got anything coming out this week you want to mention? Yeah, you got
That was that
anything
kid
coming
in
out?
class that wasn't paying
Bro?
attention.
You got anything dropping on the channel you want to talk about this week?
I think you're on mute, Perry.
Oh,
No,
me?
Yo.
No. I got these AirPods, right? And so like every now and then it'll cut out audio, and so I just hear you guys move your mouth, and I just nod my head, but I didn't know what you guys were saying.
Perry looked up. He's just, oh, me?
Yeah, I'm doing Star Trek tomorrow, so episode 1 of Star
nice.
Trek, because I did episode 0 last week.
I gotta catch that, man.
Hell yeah.
I've been really enjoying that.
Steph, you got anything? I know
Oh.
you and Phable got the show tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, the Blame Phable Tonight show, 6 p.m. Eastern. We got Jingle All the Way, our movie of the week. Always a fun time.
Hells yeah.
check this out.
Raging Cajun Comics is gonna
Yes.
join us. I don't know if you guys familiar with Raging Cajun, but he's an awesome community member. He's got his own channel. He does great stuff. So we're happy to have him. And yeah, Jingle All the Way is the movie we're reviewing. So that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what we got coming up, I guess. And Whiplash Wednesdays always for Steph and the rest of the crew.
Hell yeah.
Crisis on Infinite Rants.
Can't wait for tomorrow, no doubt. Last week, the faculty was fucking awesome, bro.
That was great conversation.
Hell yeah. It's just a great show, period.
Mm.
Verno, you got anything? You got
I want
anything?
to come when you guys did the movie. I want to come on here and say my piece about it.
Oh, hell yeah. You know you will be invited.
Thank you.
I can't wait. That's going to be a fun one. Maybe
Yeah.
after Christmas, we'll probably maybe hit the new year with maybe the faculty. I love that film so much. Verno, you got anything popping you want to throw out there before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just did a show today with Nick from Comic Culture, coming out Sunday, talking about comic books that came out this week. I'm going to be going on with Brandon, Comics Kings. You guys might have heard of this kid. He's going on his show on Monday night, so check that out. Now, I started a new series, Comic Book Catch Up, where I'm talking about classic comic books. So I'm stoked about that. I got John from John's Comics with Kids coming on. We're talking about the death of Gwen Stacy. I'm doing a Spider-Man Blue conversation at the end of the month. So I'm going to start doing like kind of 50-50 classic comic books and new comic books. Try and mix it up a little bit over there on the Cerebros. Come check it out.
Hell yeah. Nice. Definitely go sub my boy up. Robbie, you got anything going on this week? I know tomorrow you got the live stream.
No live stream tomorrow night. Yeah, we're off. Rockin' Robbie Live is off tomorrow night, but I'll be on The Experience Monday night. So join us for that. Lots of great stuff there. Let's see, weekly comic book review, things like that. PCP Movie Night returns Friday night for like the penultimate episode of 2021 PCP Movie Night. We're talking about The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Nice.
Which I haven't seen, so I'm excited to.
Never seen it?
Never seen it? Excited to dive into it.
That was my shit growing up, bro.
Yeah, there's that. So, and then I'm going to be working on some videos this week. I'm going to be doing a top 5 Spider-Man books and a top 5 or a Red Room. I'm working on a Red Room book review because the graphic novel just came out for Red Room and it's amazing.
Red Room is dope.
Fuck yeah.
Yes,
look forward to that.
Super good.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Station.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, you fine freaking gentlemen, for hanging out with me for like 3 hours tonight. You guys are awesome.
Oh, wasn't that long?
I can't wait. Yeah, bro, 2 hours 40. I can't wait to get you guys back on again, man.
You could watch Exorcist and Exorcist 3. This would be like a commentary track.
Yeah. Right? Definitely. Brother Joe, thanks for joining. My boy Brandon, thanks for joining. 62 Lefty Blues, 2 Gun, Bobby B. My boy Perry's up in here. P Money, Durham, Compound Strange, Kirby, Chamorro. Man, not used to this one, man. Don't go up as quick as mine at home.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Let's see. God damn, why does it keep stopping?
She says that too.
I know, man. Good. Yeah, all y'all that take like 3 hours. There's so many other
Yeah,
things.
Steph, we almost had it.
I know.
Sorry, man. He just kept going,
Starpad. Government cheese.
That was my fault.
And my boy Mark Brasington.
Station.
I'd say it, but I'd mess it up. Why Kizazis, Tea House, thanks for joining. You're the best. I think that's probably it. Oh, Evil Face Bad. And if I missed you, sorry, but it cuts me off after a certain amount. Oh, my boy TK was up in here too. I appreciate everyone for hanging out tonight. Next week, 2005's Black Christmas, the original remake. So do your homework. Robbie just said it's on Tubi, so definitely go check that out. So that's a wild ride, and we'll catch you next week, man. Thanks everyone for joining tonight.
Station.